What's up, bro?
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good. Let me pause this. Wait, so that flag in the background is. Oh, dude, my friend Lynx is from there. God, dude, awful internet. I know that. We used to play Cold War together. Is it South Africa?
You are correct. It is South Africa. Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say. I'm like, it's South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What is that in the back? Is that a TV or something?
Yeah, it's a TV. It's like I basically use it from like an extra computer screen. That's why I can use my mouse there. You see?
That's weird. I've never seen anything like that. Like, I have a computer screen back there. I just don't use it.
Oh, that makes sense. Do you have like an HDMI connection between them?
I could get one, but I don't have one currently. No. I get tongue tied. When it comes to that, if you connect it to your computer, right, it's going to like show you. You're gonna have two computer screens to one computer, right? So therefore, you can take stuff and put there. For example, if I want to go Discord, right, I can take my Discord and I can put my Discord here. Yeah, like I have two monitors set up right here.
Oh, nice. Oh, well, then you know how this works. Of course you do. Why did I?
Yeah, I just have the third monitor in the back, but
because it's so useful to do this because I can like see, I can see the screen in the webcam when I'm here. It's kind of useful in that regard.
Yeah, it really.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. Then now you can take over.
Like in real life or in like IRL, you have like 3 seconds to like make your impression. on Omegle, you have like less than that.
That is correct. So
you're gonna go get a beverage?
Yes, and go to the bathroom too. So can you like entertain this stream while I'm away?
I guess I'm posting now.
Yes, you will. You're really helping me. That's the reason why I always need co-hosts, because otherwise I can't leave the screen. I'm so annoying, right? And because I need to go to the bathroom all the time because I drink so much when I'm on live stream. So yeah, I will be back very soon, right? But I'm still gonna have this Omegle thing up, so that's gonna be fun.
Okay. This has nothing to do with the stream at all. Like this particular stream of Racepilling, but I've just been thinking so much about people's opinions of Israel. Well, that's going to get me this stream banned. Is there someone there? It's like people conflating the nation of Israel in the Bible versus the country or political state of Israel now. It's like they're not the same thing, people. It didn't even exist. Jay Willie, you're missing a lot of people. I hope you can get back here soon. Oh, I should introduce myself. So I'm Kapow, and I have a YouTube channel that is mostly about dance. Well, yeah, it's just about dance, really. Called Raw Unplanned Dance. So if you ever want to check it out, you can. Wow, these are some crazy Omeglers. I did Omegle a long time ago, maybe like 2009, or I mean 2011, 12. If someone doesn't see a face on there, they're going to go away, or they're gonna skip. I'm interested to see what Jay Willie has to say in this race pilling stream. People's concept of race is very weird. And antiquated. Since people are still using ideas of race that began in the
Okay, I'm back.
17th century.
What happened?
This
Yeah.
5-category system for race. They're just like so stupid.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, I fail. I used fail because I didn't know if he could hear you or not. I wanted to make to
No,
like...
that's not how that works, but it's okay.
Okay, good. I just wanted to check on that. Because if they can't hear you, then he's gonna mute you. Otherwise, I'm just gonna talk to someone. Good. Because I'm just gonna talk to you until somebody show up. And when someone do show up, then I'm just going to like mute you.
That's actually a good setup. I was just recently just talking about this. Like people seem to get confused about the difference between. Like I was talking about Israel politics, which obviously is probably going to get this stream banned. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fine. It's not the best stream anyways. We can have it then.
But like, people don't know the difference between Israel in the Bible, the concept of it in the Bible, and like the nation of Israel. It's like especially
because it's like a current legal state. It's quite different than like.
It's not the same thing. It's like, what do these people think are going on when Israel wasn't, like the country Israel wasn't even there until like what, 1930s?
Oh, hello. How are you? Oh, good. Hello. What was that about? Oh my god. Okay, this is definitely gonna get demonetized. But how are you?
Are you? No. Are you videoing?
Yeah.
Please, no, please. I'm sorry, please.
No, it's fine. I'm not gonna video anymore. Okay, it's fine. Why are you sorry?
Because I'm being stupid. That's why.
No, you're not being that stupid because at least you realize like you haven't done anything bad. It's fine.
I'm sorry. Just can you delete that footage?
Sure, I delete. I definitely delete 100%.
I am 12. No. So.
Well, it's definitely deleting it. I'm deleting it now.
If my mum and dad saw my sister do that, they'd be so angry.
My mum would really angry at me.
Oh no, well, she's not gonna find out, so it's fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What the fuck was that? Did you see that?
No, there's a lag for me.
Oh, that's fine.
What happened?
But you do see like the Omegle stuff, right?
A little bit.
Oh, that's good.
But what happened exactly?
Oh, hello. What is that? Do you have a microphone? Oh, okay. He's typing. Yeah, hello. Are you North African? Oh, you see, I was correct. That's pretty cool. Are you in like Algeria currently, or like in France or somewhere? Okay. So how old are you? If you don't mind, okay, if once you type finishing, then I'll ask you again. Your mostly was pretty impressive. I managed to guess right in the first try. Well, it was a pretty broad guess. So. Like, if you don't mind me asking, I know they are like never mind. I just want to ask you if are you like are you like genuinely like Arabic speaking Algerian, or you like Amasid, like Kabyle or something like that? That's what I ask you. Am I? No, I'm not Kabyle. I am Greek Cypriot. I'll just assume because it's kind of hard to see, but you just seem to be like generally Algerian. But so like, do you? I'm stupid. It's just like I just lose my words. But you don't have a microphone, right? No, I don't live in the United States, actually. Yeah. Yes, I do speak. Like, English is my first language. Well, I'm not, because I'm partly Greek Cypriot, and my mom and my daddy, he is Scottish. So therefore, my like mother tongue, or father tongue rather, is English. So therefore, I speak English. Yeah. Well, I usually never tell people where I live. The reason why is because I actually do believe that where I live is kind of like not very important. Like, look here. Regardless of where I'm born or where I live, if a Scotsman have a kid, then that kid is going to be a Scottish kid. And if a Greek Cypriot have a kid, they're going to be a Greek Cypriot kid, right? And if an Algerian have a kid, that is going to be an Algerian kid, right? And that doesn't matter like where we are. The kid is just going to be the same as the parents, right? I think you must be one of the most. You seem to be on the right track. You seem to know how things are in like reality, which is kind of nice to see. I'm pretty nervous when I'm online. That's the reason why my English isn't as good as it would otherwise be. I don't know what farang means. Oh, do you mean farang? Do you mean like Frank? What is farang? Oh, you mean Frank? I'm confused now. But no, you can wait until you're finished. You don't like to calm in Algerian. I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean by that. But I do need to ask one thing. I need to ask you if you also are one of the people who acknowledge that regardless of where an individual is born, the parent is what is going to decide like what they are in terms of race. Like if a Scotsman have a kid, it's going to be a Scotsman. If an Algerian have a kid, it's going to be an Algerian. And if a Greek Cypriot have a kid, it's going to be a Greek Cypriot, regardless of where you are in the world. And I'm happy that you seem to acknowledge that, which is good. Which is a good thing. I actually have no problem with immigration, actually, and I do believe that all people, well, most people are good. Like I'm not someone who discriminates based on, if that makes sense. I really need to do this more often. I'm so nervous. Well, not really, but still. Oh, this is your phone number. Well, that's sure is interesting. Well, now I got that, so I guess that's good. Why is the phone so old? My phone is newer. Yeah, I know, it's your phone number. So do you have like anything else you want to say? But may I ask you a question? Do you agree? Because I think it's important that my DNA exists in the future. Do you also think it's important that your DNA exists in the future? Are you saying that you don't understand? Oh, okay. I can rephrase it. Is it important for you that Algerians exist in the future? I'm going to be a bit quiet a lot. I'll wait for you to type, because if you are not like very proficient in English, then it might be. A that no tell more that what they. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you mean. But I do got your number now, so that's a good thing. You see, I have it right here. You see here it says. You see the number. Okay. But I don't know if there's anything more I can say to you at the moment. But well, you have to ask of curiosity. Why don't you have a shirt on? Is that your microphone? Oh, you're gonna plug it in. Yeah, I can see it's good. That's very good. What is that? Can you type what it is? I don't know what more. Yeah, you can wait until the type finishing. Okay, I will save all that, and then I will talk to the to the next person. That sounds like a good idea. So, therefore, well, at least you seem to be. Yeah, there seems to be a linguistic barrier, but you seem to be on the right track. So I just have to say, have a good day and bye bye. Or do you want to say something else? But nice chatting with you.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. I have a voice changer.
You have a voice changer.
Yeah, do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Wait, hold on.
That's interesting. Can you like go back to your regular voice?
Hi. You sound like a YouTuber.
Well, I'm literally streaming this to YouTube, so.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Sick.
You want to see? Do you want me to send you the link?
Sure. What's your YouTube name?
My YouTube name is JVolSerious. I can type it out to you.
Wait, so I'm on your YouTube right now?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You're welcome.
I've actually been on one other. Thank you. I've actually been on one other YouTuber's channel. I've been on Absorber's YouTube channel before too.
Oh, nice. You want to link it?
No, thank you. Well, I'll try.
It's fine.
No, thanks.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to.
I can't. I'll try to. I guess I could try to find it.
It's not very important. If you find it, you can just go to the video and put the link in the in the comment because it's live right now. So
Okay.
so you see the link I posted to you right here.
Yeah.
That's the link of the video that the live stream that is on right now. So if you open the link first before you before we start chatting to other people, so you can find this video.
All right. So I can't click on it.
No, you have to copy paste the link. You know how you copy paste it, and then you put it in another tab. Try that.
Yeah. All right. It isn't working.
Try and search for my YouTube name.
Okay. It is JW. Okay. And then I go up to this. Wait, you're live streaming right?
Yes, I'm live streaming right now.
Okay. Wait, I see it. You're live streaming right? Yes.
Oh, hello. How now I see you. Are you like good at internet stuff? Like, do you know how to find it easily? Good. Did you find the channel? Yeah. Perfect. So therefore, you can still like be. Can you type it in the chat?
Wait, where do you want me to type it?
No, we just
chat?
are you able to type in the chat on YouTube so I know you are there?
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you want me to type in the chat?
Whatever you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. Only if you feel comfortable.
I will. No, when I got it. All right, I'll type it in a second. I just have to get your name up again.
That's fine. Do you mind if I ask you something in the meantime?
Yeah.
What is your nationality? I know you speak English, but like, there's so many countries where you do that. You don't have to say if you don't want to.
Actually, okay.
So you don't want to say.
I don't really want to.
It's fine. Because I don't want to. I usually don't want to say that either. Like, I can tell you that, like, I used to live in South Africa. That's why I have the flag back there. But I don't know right now.
Okay, so I just have to do yes now. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Because it's very.
I can't find the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find the live stream. I can't find it.
Did you find like my my channel?
Yeah.
That's weird. You should find it. I used to go into.
Oh wait.
Huh?
Oh, I didn't put TNT. Okay. I don't even know if I'm signed into YouTube.
Oh yeah, that explains it. But do you mind if I ask you some questions later? In the meantime, like I just wonder, like, because like, what is your heritage? Like, what you're like originally from? Like back in the family line, if that makes sense.
Oh, we are from so parts of my family are from Canada. Parts of my family are from. I'm basically just Canadian. I don't really know
Oh,
where else.
interesting. Do you know if your family originally are like were Anglo-Canadians or Franco-Canadians? You know, English speaker or French speaking.
I don't know.
So do you not know if your family used to be French speaking in the past or not? That makes sense. Actually, it's kind of common because when I was in your age, I actually didn't quite know exactly what my family were from originally. Although I do know that on my dad's side, right, I'm mainly Scottish, right, and on my mother's side, we are mainly like Cypriot, like Greek Cypriot from Cyprus, and that's just where my family come from, if that makes sense.
I have a question. Can I go get my sister so that she can also be on your live stream?
Sure, you can do it if you want to. It's fine.
Am I allowed to get my sister?
Yeah, do that.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, Sha. What?
All right, she'll be in a second. She's right here.
She's older than you, right? She older than you, right?
She's too shy.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
She didn't want to be. Oh, but that's cute. That's cute. It makes sense.
I'm going to watch the live stream on my.
That's like not a good idea because like hard to keep it with like the same device.
Yeah.
Well, like if you don't mind asking.
I will. I'm going to.
No, you go. You were saying something. I interrupted you. I wanna.
I was going to say. I said I'm going to sign in and subscribe to you.
Oh, what's awesome! I really appreciate it. It's nice.
Oh, and my friend also has a YouTube channel. His name is. Well, he forgot to rename his YouTube channel, but his YouTube channel name right now is Bentley Forstall for some reason.
Could you type it in the chat here so I can see, or in the chat in YouTube so that we have it?
I don't have his link.
No, but the name.
I don't really watch it. What?
The name.
Oh, do you want me to just put Bentley because I can't spell Forstall?
Yeah, because like the reason why it's very good to like have the spelling is because then that's how I can find it.
All right. I don't know if it's spelled with. I think it's. I don't know if it's spelled. Yep, there we go.
Wonder if it's something
No, I can't.
If it comes up.
I can't find your live stream.
Do you find my channel if you're subscribed to?
It might not come up. Okay. He doesn't have that many subscribers, but one of his videos he has something 3,000 1,000 something views, I think. But he isn't that popular. I wish he was. He's basically like a stepbrother.
Oh, nice.
He lives in my house, but he's at hockey right now. Alright, so your name is
But you have find my channel, right?
I'm finding it on my. Oh wait, alright, I'm watching the live stream.
Oh,
right now,
perfect.
if I can click on it.
So therefore,
Yeah, I'm watching.
if you want to like send me the link, you can later put the link in the comment section so I can find it.
I don't have.
No, but no, you have to have
I'm
it.
going on his YouTube channel.
When you have it later, you can just post it in the comment section on this live stream afterwards. That makes sense.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, let me type in the chat. How long have you been streaming this for?
53 minutes actually.
Oh, do you play like Fortnite and stuff?
Not really. I don't really have much time because I'm applying for college at the moment. So and therefore like I'm pretty busy with many other stuff because I'm trying to make a video and it's gonna like take so long to finish it, and because of that, I don't have much time to play games, but it seems fun actually.
Yeah. I used to have a YouTube channel, and I used to like stream me playing Fortnite, GTA, and stuff like that, Rocket League.
Nice.
But I deleted my Fortnite.
That's nice.
I stopped doing. I just watch YouTube now. I deleted my account because my dad didn't want. No, I don't really know why. He just don't want me streaming anymore.
But he's okay with this, right? Okay, that's good. But if you don't have a YouTube anymore, how can you be subscribed to me?
I still. Well, I have a YouTube account. I just like don't post anything on it.
That makes sense.
I signed out of my old one and I created a new one.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's very, very logical. Do you mind? I need to go to the bathroom. So do you mind like streaming alone until I get back? I really appreciate that.
Sure.
See you soon.
Okay. This is so cool. I can't believe I'm with an actual YouTuber.
I do appreciate that. It actually was a savior because I definitely had to go to the bathroom. Like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
My haircut is so bad today.
One time, my friend said that he actually was he said that he was on somebody's live stream too. I can't remember who he said it was. It was somebody like I can't remember. He said that but it was very cool. But he was also with his friend. His name was Wyatt.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. I remember the first time I was in someone's live stream. That was pretty funny too, actually. I have like done.
How long have you been streaming? How long have you been like doing YouTube videos for?
Well, the first video you can go to my channel and check if you want to, but I can tell you, the first video I uploaded was the first.
How long have you been like doing YouTube videos?
Well, I've been streaming ever since for the first time I streamed was 4 years ago, and the first video I uploaded was 7 years ago. Like, I usually discuss what I find important in the world because I find a lot of things in the world important, so I like to discuss it when I'm like on YouTube, and I also re-upload videos that was removed from YouTube for whatever reason. And I also I did usually play a lot of Diablo 3 and uploaded that to YouTube, which was pretty funny.
If you want to get the voice changer that I have, I know how you could get it. So you would look it up, and you would look up clownfish. So say I look up clownfish, then I would you could look up clownfish voice changers, and when you go to all, you could see clownfish voice changers, and then you would click on that, and then you would scroll down, and when it says download, press download, and but if it says like if you could get a free mic coming in from the mail, don't accept that because they're scamming you.
Good to know.
And you keep on going. And then when you downloaded all of that, there would be like something say like 64A, 64B. I have 64D because 64A is like really squeaky, and I don't like it at all.
That's good. That's good to know.
Maybe it's not.
But thanks for that.
Maybe. What?
Thanks for the advice. Do you mind if I ask you something completely different?
What?
I know you're in school, right? Have you been doing like have you like at the stage where you are being educated about biology?
Not yet. I'll be right back. I have to go talk to my dad.
Okay, see you soon. So in the meantime, it's only me and the chat. And I'm gonna ask the chat, what should I do right now?
I have to go.
Okay, but it was nice talking to you. And now you have my YouTube, so that's good too. Bye bye.
Yep.
I just have a question for the people in the chat, if they're watching, right? I'm currently. Oh, hello, random stranger. What the fuck? I'm currently stream chat, whatever you are, on the moderated section, right? But they don't find anything that have the same interest. So should I? Oh, hello. How are you? Wait, you don't have a microphone? Wait, you can't hear me? Like I do believe that I believe that the diseases are real, but people are using it to control the masses because it was made in a laboratory.
Oh, I think I just figured out my sound. 100%, 100%. Yeah, I believe it's a real virus, but I mean, we've had hundreds of real viruses survive.
Yeah.
And we've never shut down, the whole world's economies for a virus that we pretty much can't stop, right?
Yeah, they do it just because they want control. Have you ever heard the phrase, when everything you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail?
That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah.
All right.
That's very interesting way to look
Thanks. It is true though, because if you have the power that the governments have, then that's basically you are in the situation where you have only a hammer, right? because people don't need the government to be prosperous, right? The only thing governments would do to be good would to protect the citizens from other governments, and
I guess some level of like regulation, you know, so there's not one dude who's just monopolizing everything, and to an extent they'll try to sort of limit it. Not that works.
Yeah, that's really doesn't actually work, because usually when the governments claim to want to prevent that from happening, what they basically do is to create that instead, right? Because if when the government try to regulate the economy, what usually happens is that they create a few people on the top and then the masses at the bottom.
Yeah.
And usually what they do that is because they are on the top, right? And they're usually funded by people who are also on the top. And if the government wasn't around, either another government would come in and create the same system, or they would be less. People would be more equal, if that makes sense.
Yep. Well, and I like what you touched before. You were saying, you know, the government basically just having a hammer and being its only tools. But then I was looking into it the other day, and it goes, well, it's like, you know, the average prime minister sort of paid around like $500,000 a year. I know I'm in New Zealand, so our New Zealand prime minister is on around $500,000 a year. So, but then, you know, you've got guys like, you know, Bill Gates, who have hundreds of billions of dollars, basically could buy our entire country multiple times over, well, our current GDP. And these are the guys who are having way too much influence. You know, when the World Health Organization is making the COVID laws, and if you're a government that's part of the World Health Organization, you have to obey them, right? So I don't think it's governments making these choices. I think it's far more likely to come from above, and people just agree with paychecks, right? If you only paid $500,000 a year, why would you disagree with a guy who's basically, you know, funding your country for billions of dollars? You wouldn't disagree with them. It would make
exactly
sense.
Right. And that's the problem, is because people would just use the government to because the government exists, right? And then the people use the government to like bypass the market and just get anything for free, or get it for less prices, because they don't have to compete with, they don't have any other people around to, you know, to compete with. Like, they basically can take all the opposition, all the competitors, and then put them away, and then the government is going to put them on the top of everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Where are you? Are you in South Africa? No, that's
well, I was in South Africa last year, but I'm gonna move back to South Africa like when I get into university, because I had like bad grades. I didn't get into university this year, so I had to like improve some of my grades so I can get into university, and I will be able to get into university, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Oh, well, I'm glad there's people out there thinking about it like this.
I agree.
I found a few people that you know, that are on this sort of track as well. And I was talking to a guy from India the other week, just on this, and he was saying how they've done this. You know, they're really pushing at the moment in this Western media about how there's, you know, the big second wave in India happening. And so I was talking to him about it, and I was saying, you know, how do you feel about it? And he was saying, well, firstly, the second wave started basically right when they released the vaccine. They started the vaccine rollout, and about 3 weeks later, the second wave starts. Awfully convenient. And then you're saying they're shutting down a lot of these, you know, poorer places like the Mumbai, New Delhi. A lot of these markets, we have a lot of, you know, poverty and people begging for food. Now they've closed it all down. You've got people now just starving, dying of starvation, because there's just no way that the government could ever supply for all these people. The only way they were surviving before was what little work they could get. Now they're told to stay inside, which a lot of them don't have houses. Hey, stay at home, eat your own food. A lot of them don't have food. And now there's like hundreds of thousands of people dying just of starvation, of malnourishment, not having access to doctors and things because they're told to stay inside.
Yeah,
so it's just
it's almost like it doesn't really help, because I know in South Africa, what happened was that like crime went up. Like, it's already high, but it went even higher than it was like in the past, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then what also happened was the people were like had like hard time to like earn a living. Like they have a harder time to live, so they like shut all the economy, right? I was like with my classmate because I was living in a school residence area, right, when I was living in South Africa, right? So therefore, like we had to go and buy food because we were not allowed to go outside our homes unless we're gonna buy food, right? So we went outside, right, and then we bought food, me and this chick from my school. And we were walking the streets of Cape Town, like the streets of Cape Town in the middle of the day were completely empty. There was no one there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the government are just like fucking up everything, right? Because like the corona like hits Africa really hard. Basically, almost. I mean, like our government hit the country pretty hard, but then the disease is like made. It was first, like both these things together, like made it even worse, and just the government. Like the country like stopped developing, and then just went backwards. But that's what the government already did. It's not the COVID just did it more, or the COVID regulations did it more. If that makes sense.
Definitely.
I agree 100%.
And it's instilled all these more forms of control and everything. I mean, Japan, South Korea, neither of them had lockdowns. Both of them did significantly better than the neighboring countries or all of these Western countries with no lockdown.
Fun fact: there's actually one Western country that didn't have lockdown. Want to know what that is?
Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't do too bad. I mean, they did a little bit worse than some of the neighboring countries, Finland, Norway, but not significantly more. And they have it, and for one of the the worst pandemics in history, well, like that's what they're trying to like push it as. Nothing. 90% of the deaths were over the age of 60. 96% were over the 96% were over the age of 60. 90% were over the age of 70. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean it's it's killing everyone fairly? No, clearly not. Does it mean it's targeting old people? No, of course not. It's just targeting people with weaker immune systems, which is generally older people.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Crazy world, man.
Indeed, like it's almost like we don't really need any form of like work of fiction, because the reality is like so weird already. That's like it's basically the same thing at this point. It's actually kind of funny.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it's like we closed down the whole economy for healthy young people when it's like we could have easily just, shut down places, shut down rest homes, hospitals, keep them, very strict. And why shut down a whole economy? Why keep kids out of school? It makes no sense. Why have kids wearing masks when it pretty much doesn't affect kids?
Yeah, and I'm also very worried about the
vaccine.
Crazy. I'm worried about that too.
Yeah, same. Same. They still can't tell us where it came from. I still think it came from a lab, but they're still trying to blame it on this. Someone ate a bat, but they still can't prove it. They can't find the origin, but yet they can tell us. But yet they can make 3 or 4 different vaccines for it. Makes no sense. Can't tell us where it came from, but you can tell us how to solve it.
I do think I have a bit
convenient. Very convenient.
But didn't it come from a lab though?
Well, it's unproven where it's from. They don't know. And I mean, to me, it's like, well, so under that Dr. Fauci, when he was under Obama, they were giving millions of dollars to the epidemiology lab in Wuhan.
Oh, that's interesting. That's information that definitely needs to get out there.
It needs to get out there. It needs to get out there really bad.
100%.
Exactly.
Did you?
I mean, beyond a coincidence.
I actually believe that if people if they want to stop people from dying, then none of this stopped people from dying. It just made like younger people die more. It just like redistributed the die. It's so dumb. Like
yeah, exactly.
Big.
I agree.
Because did you know the one thing that's like kind of really awful that happened? Like, but know what the South African government said? It was like really awful. Want to know what that was during lockdown?
What was that?
The South African government literally said that, you know what, we are not going to give people. We're not going to give people we're not. If you need like any form of like help because of the lockdown, right? We are not going to live. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. They said we're not going to give any aid to companies that are the primary workforce or is primarily owned by minorities.
Wow, that's wow. Wow. Did they explain this? Was this the...
Well, they just said that if
Wow.
they were primarily owned by minorities, then they should have thought about this before they were primary minority owned, and they said they want to make it more equal, and giving it to just comments owned by minorities would give disproportionately more to minorities for some fucking reason, which is like insane. Like this is like the most like I mean like.
It's
Like I was like, because
I mean, I don't mind Trump.
No, go on.
Oh, I was gonna, yeah. Well, I like. Sorry, yeah. I don't mind Trump, but it's like that's dumber than what Trump would say. You know, like significantly dumber. Wow.
Yeah, 100%, right?
So
I actually saw that the South African. Saw that the South African government like, because when I was like before I was born, right? Because I was born in the 90s, right? My parents actually thought that the South African government in the future were going to be, well, different to the one before I was born. Well, apparently not. So that's like unfortunate.
Yeah, apparently not.
Which is it's absolutely it's absolutely ridiculous. Wait, are you on Discord?
I should be. Nah, I'm not on Discord. I don't have any social media. I should get something.
Yeah, because if you want to, I do have.
Nah, not anything.
What do you say?
Oh, no, keep going. Yeah,
oh, because I do have a Discord server, and I can invite you if you want to.
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, it's I posted there. You can screenshot it and then type it down, or you save the link to like a Word document.
Yeah.
Perfect. But if you don't mind me asking, because I know that South Africa and like New Zealand like have like, I mean, like it's both countries that used to be like part of the British Empire, and I need to because like, I know that on my family, right? I know that my mother's side of family are mainly from Sweden and Cyprus, and my dad's side of the family is mainly from Scotland. How about for you?
All my family's pretty much from Holland or Germany.
Well, that's pretty cool. Actually, a little bit of my of my mother's ancestry is also from Germany, so I got that in my too. And as in South Africa, a lot of people ancestry is partly from Holland too, so that's pretty interesting. Because I actually heard that weren't there a lot of people in your country whose ancestors came from Croatia or from like Scotland?
I definitely know a lot of Dutch and Germans. Yeah, a lot of I haven't heard of Croatian too often.
Yeah, that
I do know. Yeah,
because like I actually
a lot of English.
Oh yeah, that's so true. South Africa is a lot of English. English is like so many, but well, being part of the British Empire is like pretty much explains why that's the case. But it's still interesting. I just find like ancestry to be like to be very. There's like my biggest interest. For me, at least.
Ancestry. Oh yeah. Yeah, same. Well, I definitely like knowing the history behind people and.
Yeah. It is.
Why they are who they are. Oh, good luck to you, man. I mean, I'm glad to hear people. Yeah. Thinking it, not just blindly sort of following and saying yes to everything.
Yeah, no, I was always like known to keep like a critical mind about stuff, and like I never.
Good.
Yeah, it's just like when someone tells me something, right? Then, well, you have doubt when people talk, and you shouldn't blindly believe it and everything people say because they might like have an agenda. Like, did you know that Taiwan actually had the information about the COVID, but the World Health Organization, they were like, no, we're not gonna do anything with that because we don't want to make the CCP angry.
No one wants to make CCP angry. Yuck. Wow.
Don't you like
Oh.
don't you like have a because I heard in Australasia, you know what I mean with the Australasia, right? Yeah, like
Yeah.
I heard that the CCP are like have like too much influence in their region. Is that like true? Is it like a growing problem?
Yep.
Ugh, that's terrible.
Yep, but New Zealand, Australia made a firm stance against China, and then New Zealand sort of said, "Oh, Australia, don't do that. You know, we need to keep trade
But like,
going."
why would
And so New Zealand,
like what?
yeah, our
Oh
government.
my god, your government is so awful. Like, I don't like your government. Like, I don't think it's like because like, why would you? Like, you don't need trade with like an organization. You don't need trade with China because like China, they are like China. They, for example, they don't like because they're communists. They're very hostile towards markets. If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And the more we trade with them, the less we're going to be able to trade with anyone else. The more restrictions going to put on us, more trade agreements we're going to have to, abide by. But now our whole government, I mean, our prime minister at the moment is like a lady in her late 30s that's never had a real job, doesn't understand business, and she, just straight away put our country in lockdown, lock people inside their houses and stuff. When it's like we're an island, we're a little island in the middle of nowhere. Just stop letting people in the country, and then there can be no COVID. Oh no, but we want to play sports and we want to have sports teams, and so they keep letting people in the country, and then we keep getting COVID, and so we keep having to go on lockdowns, keep having to shut down.
Like it would be.
Makes no sense.
I remember that Namibia when South Africa got the COVID, Namibia was kind of like nobody can enter or leave the country until later because of COVID. That's what Namibia did, which was a good thing, right? Nobody could go there because they didn't want to spread to come. Well, it's kind of hard to spread disease in a country that is basically a desert, but but still, it was a very good move. And it was some people that were in South Africa, in Namibia, they were like, who were from South Africa, like, no, we can't get back to South Africa, right? So they had to like wait for a while before they could go back to South Africa. Kind of interesting.
It was, yeah. No, it's very strange, man. Very strange. But we can't cure poverty. We can't cure anything except but a flu that affects old white people. Oh, yep. We better shut down the whole world for that.
Like Crazy. It's so interesting because like because it's so funny that like terms terms when it comes to it's kind of hard. I used to have to talk from the beginning. You know about the color theory? It was like the color theory where a person, right? He basically tried to categorize people into like by race into like different colors, if that makes sense. Remember? Yeah. He basically used the term black, white, red, yellow, and brown to like classify people, right? And then and then like the color theory was like debunked. You know about that, right?
I'm reading about it now. Yeah, just opened it. Yeah.
I don't know if it's called color theory. I used to call it that because it's like simple. So
it did it. Well, color theory came up.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, right? But fun fact is that like because I'm very interested in like genetics and ancestry and anthropology and stuff like that, like the color theory like was like debunked before like we were like even born, right? But like the terms such as that the color theory like suggested, such as white and brown, to referring to people by race, have like been debunked, but like the terms are still used for like reasons. I do think they have like some sort of utility, but like barely. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if you like terms, use terms such as, for example, Germanic ancestry, right? Like that would be an accurate thing because, according to the anthropological science, the Germanic like people is like an accurate genetic classifier of people, while terms like white is not. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
No, that does make sense. Yeah.
And that's like I find it kind of important to like to like spread the word about that, because it's very interesting that people know about like reality. But I think that you I know you can relate to that, because isn't that what you do as well? Like you opened with like talking about the COVID stuff, which is very good. And I really appreciate that, because you are correct about that. So you're like on the same page as me, that like I want to like spread awareness about like
Definitely. I feel like that's the biggest thing in the world right now. I used to talk to people a lot about 9/11 and things like that, but now COVID is the big one. But
that's good.
No, I spent a long time.
No, it's very good that you do that, because I basically do the same thing, but my general like focus of area is basically when it comes to like ancestry and genetics and what people, because I find it to be very important, because people's ignorance about the topics is exploited to control and abuse people, which is like bad. So therefore, spreading the truth about this.
It's a big topic right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you know, a white person is like demonized by everyone right now, right? But then it's like, you know, yeah, exactly. What's the definition of a white person?
Right.
You know, because no one's just one race. No one's 100%. Well, not many. 100% this or 100% that. We're all mixed. So what is a, you know, I'm sure if you went in my genealogy somewhere, there would be, you know, some minority race. So am I not white anymore?
Well, as I've been like suggesting to the color theory, like that's been debunked. So technically, what race people are according to the colors, like white or brown, technically nobody is white or brown actually. But so technically, if you are German ancestry and Dutch ancestry, if you combine all the people in your country that are that way, I think that would be like a minority. And the same thing for me, right? How many people in South Africa are of German ancestry, right? Even if we take only white population, that would still be like not all of them, right? And when it goes to like the Greek Cypriot or the Scandinavian and Scottish part, that's also a minority. So technically, if you go to places, so technically you would, and I would technically still be a minority regardless, if that makes sense. Because like the reality is that is that all the different like ethnicities are like they are different. So technically we are all mixed, because like if you are part Dutch or part German, you are technically mixed, and I'm also mixed because I'm part German and part Scottish. That's also like a mixture. It's just that people don't call it a mixture, because according to the color theory, which was debunked before I was born, it's like the same race, which is not, because like science knows that it's different, because whenever a population exists, right, then it separates, right, because of genetic drift, they're going to become different, right? And just because they have the same skin tone, that doesn't mean that they're the same. For example, like if we take like a Rohingya, for example, they are Indo-Europeans just like us. But if we take, for example, a Basque, they're not, right? So technically we're the same race as the Rohingya and not the Basque. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And that's like what
interesting.
Thanks. Okay. I do appreciate that. It's interesting, because like this is a very interesting topic, because I'm like worried I might be bad at explaining something in an interesting way, and because of that people might find it uninteresting, but I'm happy that I'm able to present it in a good way. And you are too, by the way, because you're very good at presenting things in a way that makes it interesting. Does that make sense?
Thanks. Yeah, well, I've tried to explain to a lot of people, I guess, now, you know, and a lot of people, if you put too many words in, they'll just, you know, shut down, and they don't want to listen, and, you know, now you're just talking crazy. So, you know, yeah, you do have to carefully sort of pick how you word things. Yeah, it is, yeah. It's very important these days. No, what you're saying is interesting. It's good. Yeah. Anyone who thinks out the box is interesting.
Yeah, I read it too, because like I have like this idea, if you want to hear it. Like I do think it's like very fundamental to not just human nature, but nature in general, for like people to like make sure that they're to like want to make sure that the DNA exists in the future as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's why we have kids and stuff, I guess.
And I think it's so weird because, like, if you look at the media, right, they seem to like have pathologized like that natural instinct with like every human organism. It's only the Western world have done that. Like, that's like never been like normal in any form of like, not just only human, but like civilization or just existence on this planet before.
Yeah.
It is weird. It is interesting, but because it's funny because like you know, as I said before, that it's very important why I kept saying that the cult here was debunked before I was even born, right? So therefore, we know that we would have been technically mixed before we were born, right? And the knowledge about that would have existed before you were born. And then people are still using the term white as a form of demonization of completely arbitrary ethnicities, right? Because I know that because they use the term white as a label for people of Middle Eastern descent, right? When they want to, right? But they don't call like Jews and Arabs white when they want to pitch those people against those of European descent. Does that make sense? It's like divide and rule.
It is, yeah.
And that is.
So it's like
No, go on.
Well, yeah. So it's like these terms are almost getting like, you know, brought back purely to just cause separation and cause division. Have people
yeah, that's all true.
Sort of demonize each
That is
other.
so true, right? Because if people were to, if for example, if a government in Europe, if someone want to media or like want to demonize like the Europeans, right? They will just call them white supremacists or use racist or use like whatever, you know, when they are not, right?
Yeah.
And then used to, because of all the because of like they're using immigration from the Middle East to like keep the richest, right? And then they say, oh, you're white supremacist, you don't like Middle East immigration, right? And then the people will in South Africa call a Lebanese person a white supremacist because they don't want to be discriminated against for being in the white category. You know what I'm saying? It's like they use the same term because like the people in the Middle East, they are either used as victims or as perpetrators, but they are only used, if that makes sense. I mean, like technically, Cyprus is from the Middle East, right? So, by the same people who use the term whiteness and all that, what would they call me white or not? You know what I'm saying?
Well, exactly. Well, yeah. And I mean, I was talking to a guy from Russia the other day, and it's like, are Russians white? Because technically, you've got one side of Russia that's borderline in Asia, you know, connected to China, and you've got the complete other, you know, the Dagestan, all these places that are basically part of the Middle East, and it's like, well, so are you Russian? Are you white? Or are you Middle Eastern?
Well, technically, the term Middle Eastern from a racial category doesn't make that much sense because the people in the Middle East, like, they are if you go to the northern part, like Caucasus, they're like the Caucasonic, right? And they are very much related to Indo-Europeans because Indo-Europeans' homeland is close to there, and then it like spread out, right? And then if you go to middle of the Middle East, you have for example, Semites, right? And then there were like other Indo-Europeans, so that Anatolians, and then like Iranians who came in, right? And then Turkic people came in all the way from Asia, right? So technically, all the Middle Eastern populations are like different races. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but then I do like that as we're talking about races, we're saying the actual race, you know, the actual country of origin. Neither of us are saying, you know, oh, white people from here. You know, it's just an unnecessary term. There's no reason to bring a color
exactly
into it,
right.
Yeah.
Because usually the color like isn't true, right? Like the only exception is that the color black have an accuracy, and the reason why it has is because if you look to like Africa, right, there are the indigenous people in North Africa are like the Amazigh, and then the sub-Saharan African, they are sub-Saharan African, right? So the term sub-Saharan is like a race, right? But they are like divisions within the sub-Saharan race, right? If you go to like Southern Africa, we have like there is like a race called Capoids, who are then subdivided into like the Khoisan and like Sandawe, and the Khoisan are like the Khoi in the San, right? And they're like the indigenous people of like South Africa and all of Southern Africa, right? And they're technically, and their skin tone is very like it's like very it's lighter than black, right? Some of them could be darker, but some of them very lighter, right? So the term black makes sense if you want to categorize the sub-Saharan race into Capoid and black. But though not all sub-Saharans are black, but that's the only color that still have utility. While the colors white and brown, those doesn't refer into races, because we have established that if they can define both Semites and Indo-Europeans as white, and then define Malays, Aboriginals, and other Indo-Europeans as brown, the term white and brown doesn't really make sense, because Indo-Europeans would be in both categories, even though the Indo-Europeans are more like other Indo-Europeans than other white or brown people.
Yeah. Oh man, you've got quite an in-depth knowledge on.
Thanks, I do appreciate
your geography and your race as well.
It is like my favorite topic that exists. I actually wrote an entire document about it, like a family tree about how all the different races are related to each other.
That's a really important thing to. Yeah, that's really important information in this day and age.
Thank you.
Shit. Hey, good luck to you, man. I better go, but yeah, good luck to you, man. Can you?
Do you have the Discord?
Put in your Discord, yeah.
So you.
I'll
you copy paste the Discord, right? So you have the link available, and then save it to a Word document, and then so make sure you do it before we go, so you still have my contact information.
Yeah, did you post it? I can't see it.
What?
Did you post it? It didn't come up.
Did you see the Discord link?
Nah, it didn't.
Okay, I'll try
up.
again.
You gonna send it again? Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, it just says you're typing on the screen.
What the fuck? Well, we can give it a minute, and then and then when it's gone a minute, you can see if it's just slow. But have I sent you any messaging?
No, nothing on my screen.
Well, I do have a YouTube, because if you have my YouTube, right, I usually have my Discord on there, if that makes sense. You want?
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, good. Yeah.
I send you more YouTube instead.
Yeah, maybe just send me a link or something. See if something pops up.
Yeah, I'll do that, right? Here you go. I posted my YouTube right now. Does this work?
Ah, there you go.
You see it?
Yeah, that one popped up. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, cool. I better head off to work in a minute. Good to talk to you, man. I'll
make sure
I'll add you on. Yeah. What's that?
Do you follow my YouTube channel? Yeah.
Yeah, that popped up.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'll go check that.
I have not added my Discord to my YouTube yet, but I will do it like today. So just checking a little bit later today, you'll probably find it. Perfect.
Cool. All right. No worries, man.
See you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was awesome. Racepilling just means that I'm telling people the truth about the race. Because the color theory, which has been debunked. Oh, hello, fam. How are you?
Yo, can you lift up your hand for me? Yo, how much do you weigh?
Well, I'm tall, so I don't know. I'm pretty big. Like, I don't weigh a lot, but I'm like tall guy, so I become like very like lanky because of that. If that makes sense.
What is that behind you?
What of the things?
Behind you, look.
You mean the cabin? The flag? The tower?
No, look.
I am looking.
No, just look. Turn around.
Like a ballerina. Eh. Are you jacking off?
Hi.
Oh, what?
Hi.
Hello? You speak English?
Like this? Yeah.
Okay, I was worried if you were like fapping or something like that.
Which is can't you say? My headphone not working. It just
Oh, well, that makes
Realme,
sense.
this Chinese company. It's football company. It's cheapest company.
Oh, it's a
Disgusting company. This.
Well, you're Indian, right?
This football company. Yeah.
Oh,
India.
nice. So you
Punjab.
Oh, you're Punjabi. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. It's nice to see. It's a lot of the diversity I found here in this
From Chandigarh.
Hmm?
Yeah. I'm actor. Oh, sorry. Here my coming song is Meta Meta. Arnett Amritman. My coming song.
Fantastic. When is it coming?
Yeah, I'm act for in which video? In video, and gun firing, and gun. You check video, and check my Instagram page. Atul Rihal.
Can you link your Instagram page here?
Like this. Yeah. Rihal. Okay.
Is that your? Do you have a link to your Instagram?
ATUL. What? One second. I am 1 second. Atul Rihal. Check my Instagram page.
Perfect. I will definitely do that. But is it possible you could post your link to your Instagram here so that I can have the link already? So I can share it with all people.
Starting for theater.
What do you say?
I'm starting for theater.
Well, that's lovely. I assume. Atul Rihal. No, I got you. It's a private account.
Yeah, would you send mine? And I am send me.
Okay. My Instagram is Okay, here's my Instagram.
Send me. Atul Rihal 3766.
That is my Instagram account. It's lovely, isn't it? But may I ask you a completely different question?
Yeah. Which year? Okay.
Do you agree with me? Do you want? Because I want this. I want my DNA to exist in the future, right? Do you want your DNA to exist in the future?
YouTube.
You have YouTube. Do you want to see my YouTube?
One thing, bro. I'm checking your Instagram.
You're checking more Instagram right now?
No. I'm don't YouTube channel.
Here's my YouTube if you want to know.
I'm searching.
No, I just send it to you. You have it right there.
98. 98.
Oh.
Okay, this channel.
Yeah,
YouTube channel.
Yes. I see you sent me an Instagram text.
Check down. Yeah. 1 second, bro.
Sorry, I don't hear you very well.
You're not coming here.
I'm not coming. What?
Yeah, you send me.
I sent you
You
what?
send me your message on Instagram.
Okay.
Hi, anything you.
I did send you an Instagram message.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you my YouTube too. It's gonna be fucking amazing.
You're a YouTuber.
Well, yeah. So no, not really. I only have like 200.
Which your name? YouTube name? Channel name?
I posted. Well, my YouTube name is. Here's my YouTube name, right? That's my YouTube, and I'm going to send you my YouTube on Instagram. It's gonna be a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Okay. Check this.
But in the meantime,
okay.
May I like?
Hello, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So I couldn't.
Coming. It's my voice. Yeah.
Wait, you have a wife?
Speak.
Okay.
No. You speak now.
Okay.
Speak.
Okay. Isn't Punjab being divided by India and Pakistan? What do you think about that?
Yeah, Punjab in India and Punjab. Sorry, Punjab, two different states.
Yeah, it's one in India and one in
Pakistan and India. Same language in Punjab.
Yes. What do you think of the? What do you think of the fact that that they're separated into different countries?
Yeah, in 90s.
Yeah.
So you're in 90s in its time. It's a different stating two countries.
Yes.
Is you're dividing two country, and your enemy, Pakistan, your enemy, so Indian. So you not like you India, and Indian is not like Pakistan.
Okay. Well, isn't it kind of bad that Punjab is being like used? Isn't that like this divide and rule? They're being put against one another.
Food.
No, but isn't the Punjabi people? Aren't they like being pitched against one another because they're different countries? They're enemies.
No, bro, no, it's not enemy. You all, is politics your enemies, or you say it's you are firing and answering. So, but any man for in Pakistan is good man.
Yes.
And all public is good.
But aren't
I'm from Dubai to
But aren't India
my Pakistani friends?
That's good. That's good because you should never allow India and Pakistan to pitch the Punjabi people against each other. Never allow them to do that.
No. Not coming. Not allowed in India to Pakistan.
Okay, but
Pakistan not allowed.
But isn't that kind of bad that there are like Punjabis living in both India and Pakistan, and then they are being divided, and then they can't go and meet each other across the border? Isn't that like a bad thing?
Yeah, he's Indian to Pakistan. His mind is their terrorist for attack in country India. So many attacks in India. So this is terrorist country. Yeah.
Is Pakistan a terrorist country?
Yeah, a lot of terrorists in Pakistan.
Yeah, that makes sense. because like I'm not really a big fan of like Pakistan country, but I don't have a problem with the people in Pakistan. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But,
but Dubai and other country, a lot of Pakistan and Indians are with working
yes.
with working all, and this is loving for it. Yeah, loving for it is my friend. All I'm from Dubai, and Snow White Garments in is my in company name, Dubai, and I'm working through air for Dubai, and there was a lot of my friend in Pakistani, Filipini, and lot of this. So yeah, this nice guy, but Pakistani. What is different issue for uh, you know
Yeah,
this country.
I kind of get that, but
don't like Indian politics.
yeah, but wasn't like didn't like Punjab exist, right? And then right when British Empire took over all the regions, right? And then the Punjab was like divided by India and Pakistan, right? And then India and Pakistan India and Pakistan, they're like enemies, right? But like, isn't it kind of like bad that India and Pakistan are enemies because they're trying to but like because there are Punjabis in both India and Pakistan, and are they like using the Punjabis against one another, and that's bad, right?
Yeah. A lot of Punjabi, big Punjab in Pakistan, Lahore, like in a lot of speaking Punjabi in Pakistan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But aren't the country Pakistan and the country India using Punjabis against one another in a bad way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And in politics, in media, for your so badly your news, and there is to attack it for and it's it's very fucking disgusting.
What is what is disgusting in particular?
Media is you're ever talking to hate in Pakistan media.
Yeah.
So every speak to yeah. So in India this is not, but it's man, and the here is public. Pakistan public is all it's good.
Yeah, I believe you.
100%. But and yeah, it's a very big issue for in Pakistan and India. Is for of terrorists, attack it, and yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. But like, but isn't it kind of annoying that like but my point is more this, right? I do agree with you. And I will need to ask you, but are the Punjabi people being treated good in both India and Pakistan, or are they treated badly?
Yeah, he's good friend in Punjabi.
Oh, good. Because
like you're Sikh, like Sikh in Pakistani, you like it Sikh, Punjabi, like, but not other Hindu don't like it.
Oh, makes sense.
Only for love, Pakistani Punjabi.
Makes sense. But I just need to know this, right? Never let any country use Punjabis to never let them use you, right? You make sure that you're treated well, regardless of in what country are in charge of your region. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Because like you do know you want your DNA to exist in the future, right?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, good. And don't let any What do you mean? You want your DNA to exist in the future, right?
No.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think we're on the same page here.
Okay, bro.
Because like, do you speak good English?
A little bit, bro. A little bit.
Because you seem
My
to be.
English is a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, bro. Sorry. But I'm a little bit, bro, here speaking. So I am trying to speak English.
That's good because. But do you understand everything I've said so far?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, but just never let your countries divide you and use you to fight against one another. Never let them do that because that's always bad, right?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, good. But
yeah, bad.
I do got you on Instagram, and I will follow you, right? And I hope you will.
Okay, bro.
And I hope you will follow me as well. So, I will. I'll see you on Instagram, and you got my YouTube. You have my YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I am searching your YouTube channel. I'm subscribed.
Oh, thank you. Well, then I will see you around because I do a lot of live streams. So you'll see me again. And it was nice talking to you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Love you.
Thanks. See ya. Oh, nice room. Very colorful walls. How are you? What are you watching?
Just fun facts.
Huh?
Fun facts. Technical facts about infrared.
Oh, another. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I was watching something like it's just facts on Facebook. Interesting facts. Yeah.
That is interesting. You know what? I have some interesting facts.
What's that?
Do you know? Wait, I don't know where to start. Well, I can start with something easy. Are you Indian?
Yeah, I am.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but don't think I'm from the south actually. Have you ever heard of Kerala?
Oh, okay. But I need to guess something if you're from Kerala, right? Are you Karnatakan?
What does that mean?
No,
not Karnataka. Not Karnataka. Karnataka is basically another state in India. I'm from Kerala, the southernmost.
Oh, are you Tamil?
No, not Tamil. Like Tamil is to the right side of the south of the Kerala. To the left there is a small state. That's Kerala.
Oh, interesting.
On the side of the Arabian Ocean.
Oh, are you like Konkani?
What?
Konkani.
Not Konkani. It's Malayali. Mallu.
Wait. Malus. Oh, are you Malayali, right?
Yeah, Malayali.
That's awesome. I like that. It's nice. I know about the Malayalis. You're like Dravidian, right?
What? I didn't get you.
Are Malayalis? Are you Dravidian?
Dravidian. The Tamilians and Malayalis, they are from Dravid Empire, like the descendants of Dravid Empire. Yeah.
Yes.
And Mughal also. So you do know some history about India.
Yes, I do. It's interesting because like what I'm doing now I find ancestry in all these things, all these people to be very interesting and important.
Okay.
And I do, and my priority is that I want to talk to people about it so that they know all about it. And you seem to have a pretty good head on the shoulder. You seem to be knowledgeable about this topic.
Actually, I can't follow your accent. That's the main issue.
That's true. No, it's fine. You seem to understand things already, so that's very good. it's nice. It's nice to talk to people who are on the right track. But it's like if you look to English, the English language, right? Different dialects have a hard time to understand each other. Isn't that true?
So where are you from? America?
Well, actually, I usually lived in Scotland, other parts of Britain, France, and South Africa, and my dialects are basically influenced by all these regions, and that's the reason why I speak this way.
got it.
And you are from
Yeah,
Kerala.
the accent, the English accent of Indians are quite different than any others. Like, sometimes I'm finding difficulty in understanding. Like, right, I'm in Canada, and I am finding difficulty in understanding what the English people in Canada are talking sometimes. Like, they are too fast. The English is too fast, and we can't grasp what they're saying at all of a sudden.
Yeah, that makes sense because like we speak like different dialects of English.
Yeah. The hardest English to understand is of the Australians, I think.
That makes sense to me, right? That is why it's pretty difficult. I was talking to a guy from New Zealand. It's pretty similar dialect, but it's easier for us because if you have lived in South Africa, the dialect is a little bit more similar. And if you go to Canada, it's like if you have here's South African English, right, in the middle, and then you have Australian English here, then you have North American English here. It's like in between, if that makes sense. And that's the reason why it's easy to understand it.
But what we Indians use is the written English type accent. Yeah, we don't follow much pronunciation. We just talk it just how we are like taught in schools and all.
Yeah.
It's just written, and we use clear English. Like here they would say, if we are saying how are you, like I would say how are you, but here people are saying how are you.
Oh, like
how are you?
It's funny because
it's like a flow.
Yeah, because I usually say like how are you or like how's it, because in South Africa people say how's it at all the things.
And how you doing? How you doing? With G silent.
What was that?
Like greeting someone, when we are greeting something, someone would ask me, how you doing? With how you doing?
Yes.
He would say how you doing, and they would be like how you doing, with the G would be silent, and we would be, what?
Yeah, it's hard to understand. It's also kind of funny because if you go to North America, they basically pronounce all the A's as E. They basically say like banana, tomato, and potato, right? But we usually say potato, banana, and tomato.
Yeah, we Indians use potato.
Yeah, exactly right. Your dialect is like it's like different.
Potato.
But you can see the difference with like there are the like tomato and there is tomato. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a difference. And when people say tomato, I'm like, what? That's weird. Like I understand it, but it sounds weird to me because I'm what people say tomato.
So what are you doing? Like studying or graduated already?
Well, I'm sort of in between because I did graduate in my previous education and now I'm applying for a university. And that's probably going to start next year or maybe earlier. It depends.
Okay. Like I'm doing my post-graduation in Canada. I'm an international student here.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice. I like international students.
I'm a mechanical engineer graduate from India.
That is cool. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so I'm more into the technical side. So what I always do is like there is some page called it's just always they upload videos of science facts about infrared, about motion and all, and I would be always watching their videos like.
Oh, that makes sense because I'm like, it's good that you do this because then like me, because I'm more interested into facts like about human genetic diversity and biology and like ancestry. That's my field, right? I'm going to study anthropology.
Anthropology. I have heard about it, but I don't know what exactly it is.
It is basically studying about human and like human culture and like human behavior and like history. Like people. Does that make sense? It's really hard to explain. Even though I like anthropology, it's more like the field is very broad. It contains the subject I'm interested into, right? But it's mainly the part of it that I'm interested into that makes me want to study
Anthropology is a
anthropology.
scientific study of humanity concerned with human behavior, human biology. Yeah.
Yes.
I just googled it. Yeah,
good,
I got it.
good. It's much better answer than I could give.
Yeah. Yeah, but my passion is about like I'm very good at technical things like engineering things, repairing stuff, like studying its mechanism, and also it was my passion that led me to graduate as a mechanical engineer, and now I'm doing my qualifications because I was working back in India for 2 years as site engineer, but the jobs there are not much rewarding. We would only get like 80 100 rupees. That's not enough for a normal Indian to live there. So what I did was I just invested some money, took some loan, applied for a college in here, got admitted to one of the best colleges in Canada. I just came here now. It's better. Like I think there is much scope for what I'm studying. I'm doing my mainstream is quality assurance.
That's very good. But it's also like Western countries are a bit weird to me. Like I think there are a lot of ideas that are going around in Western countries are like kind of bad, if that makes sense.
I didn't get you.
Like it's a lot of people, because I basically like all the human diversity, right? Because there's so many different peoples in the world, right? And there's a large push in Western countries, particular at the moment, to take people and then put them against one another, and that's a problem, and we need to reject that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now I get it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Now. Yeah. Many people and some are ethnic to some countries. Like previously, like years ago, there was only English people in America or in Canada, and in Australia there are Australian people. Each looks different, speaks different, different tastes. Like they're always different. But right now, if you see, there are Americans in India, Indians in America.
Yeah.
And take Australia. Like there are all types of people, different types of people from different countries migrate to another countries, and we can find if we take Canada, we can find Koreans here, Chinese people, Nigerian people, African people. Like now the world, the access to different parts of the world was made easier, like the technology and all.
Yeah.
For you to study, I was talking that for you to study human diversity, you can just see and watch people that are in your country. You can see many diversities of people. Like they might have, some of them have migrated from their country to your country, so you can see their culture would be different always. How many years they have lived in your country, the culture would be same as that from where they are grown, where they are born and brought up.
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense, but it's also true, right? Because me, like, I know my mother's side, we are mainly German, right? And on my dad's side, I'm mainly German and Greek Cypriot, right? And Swedish too, right? But on my dad's side, I'm Scottish, right? And regardless of where I would be born, right, I'm still going to be a German and a Scottish, regardless of where in the world I'm born and where I live, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's good because we like diversity. Just like, regardless of where you would live in the world, if you have like a family, right, and you have like a children, right, those children are also going to be Malayali, regardless of where in the world they're born. Does that make sense?
And now it's we can't assure that people that a Malayali should marry another Malayali. Now, like
That's
I have
good.
seen many people, many Indians marrying English people, and many English people marrying Indian.
Oh, and then you get the Anglo-Indians.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what happens if you have an English person, Indian person having kid together.
Yeah.
You have an Anglo-Indian.
The same thing have been practicing in all other countries, but Now it's started to take effect in India also.
Wait, it's happening more in India.
Like Indians, they earlier take 5 years back, they would most of the people only would marry someone from India only. They wouldn't marry someone from another country now. But right now they are starting to like, no matter what, they are human. Why should it be an India to get married to? If you like them, marry them. That's it.
That makes
Now
sense.
people are being more liberal.
Yeah, like if basically people can marry like whoever they want, right? Because but it's good. But if some people only want to marry their own people, that's also good as well. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if they want to. If someone, for example, say, if I were to say, you know what, I am of German or a Scottish person, right? And I only want to marry other people who are that way. If I were to say, that would be fine. Like I am open to marry other people, but if somebody says that they only want to marry their own people, that's fine too, right?
Yeah, it is. Like take your parents, like they are from two different culture. Still they are married because they like each other.
No, it's fine. You can do it if
this
you want. It's good because then
okay,
you have
this idea was like not allowed in India some years back.
But
So
if you
there
don't,
would be
if you don't mind me asking something, right? Is it considered taboo or is it accepted for someone who's Malayali to marry someone who is Tamil or Punjabi or Gujarati? What would they say if they would the family accept that?
like right now there is no problem in marrying people from another state or another country. There is now it's not at all a problem because now most of the people back in India are literate. So the taboo existed when they are not literate. When they are having no knowledge about the people that's outside India and so on. That's my friend.
Oh, nice.
Like,
is he also Malayali?
yeah, he's also Malayali. But
oh,
do
nice.
you know, like,
wait, can I hear you guys? Can you guys speak Malayali to each other? If I want to hear how it sounds.
Like like I'm asking you, how are you? In Malayalam, we would just ask Sugamano. That's it.
That's difficult.
That's it. How are you, Sugamano?
It's nice that you can speak that because I can't speak any German, Greek, or Gaelic, so it's like, which is kind of like annoying. So it's good that you have the language. Keep it. It's valuable to have it.
It's one of the hardest language to speak because we do have some words or letters that's hard for other people to say, like ra.
Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose.
Alapura. Like most of the English people, when I ask them to say this name, they would like Alapuza. Like I would try saying it. Try pronouncing it.
I can't try. Alapusa.
It's not Alapuza. It's Alapura.
Alapura.
Alapura. Yeah.
Alapura.
Yeah, you got it.
Ah, thanks.
But most of the people find it difficult to say like that, like what you said now.
Yeah, I'm practicing a lot of learning how to speak and read in different languages. So I'm trying to master it pretty well. So I've been learning that for a while now.
Like it's a fun fact, but if someone is talking to you and you didn't hear him properly, so what you guys would do is, pardon, can you come again? Or I'm sorry, I didn't hear you properly. You would say like that. But for us, if we are talking to someone and we didn't hear them properly, we would just like say, "Eh?" That's it.
Yeah, because we also said, "Huh?" sometimes.
Yeah, eh? Then they would repeat it again. That's it.
Interesting. But when you marry someone, do you plan to marry someone who is also Malayali, or do you plan to marry someone who's not Malayali, or do you don't care?
I don't care. I just only want my life partner to be like my best friend.
That's
the reason I'm still single. I'm still
that
single.
makes sense. Don't
Yeah.
settle for a woman
Yeah,
who's
for me to lead a life, like a martial life, I need to get a vibe from my life partner that matches me. Like we should have the same wavelength in everything. So I haven't found anyone with the same wavelength that I have.
Yeah, I basically want to have someone with the same values as me. And that is that, like, I do find heritage to be very important. Like, not people, the kids needs to be aware of, like,
But to be
their
frank,
heritage.
my parents would like oppose me marrying a girl that's not Malayali.
That
Definitely,
makes
a
sense.
little of opposition would be there. But still, if they like, if I talk to them and make them understand, they would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Because this is this is the girl I like, and I like her very much. So they should like understand what I'm feeling and should let me live my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but earlier this was not the like what we say, not the condition. Like parents would oppose it, they won't allow, and we won't have any option. We would have to like marry some girl that they would find based on the uh, heritage and other things, heritage and culture. Yeah.
No, that actually makes sense, because you know what I think you should do. I think what you should do, you should try and find a woman that you try to find a woman, right? But then if you don't find a woman for a long time period, then let your parents find a woman for you if you don't find one in the meantime. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I also had a serious conversation with my mom regarding that, because they always would ask me like, am I in a relationship? Then I would say no. Like I told them that when I'm of like 27 or 28 years old, if I'm not in a relationship, then you can just find a girl and just don't tell the girl or the family that they are interested in that we are interested in having a daughter-in-law like you. They should send. I ask them to like show the girl to me. I would just go and propose her, and just I would get a chance to know more about her.
That's very good, because your parents, they have a good point, because if your parents prefer that you want to that you marry another Malayali, that's very good, right? But like people, like, for example, when I have kids, I prefer them to marry someone of the same people as me, right? But if they rather marry another person, I will be fine with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
So like you prefer, they want, I thought that you can prefer.
They did like, we are here, we are having a better life. It's all because of them. So they ought to have like a voice in our life, in our decisions.
Yeah,
it's okay for them to have a preference that in our life.
Yeah, exactly right. Because it's like they prefer you to have a Malayali woman, which makes perfect sense. But if you have another woman, that'll be also fine, right?
Okay, like in Western countries from earlier ages itself, it's love before marriage. But at the same time, at the same timeline, back in India, it was love after marriage.
What was?
Like take 2010 or something. In that time, it was in most of the Western countries, it was like love before marriage. Like most of them would be in a relationship and eventually they would marry. Right.
Yeah.
Like around 90 or 80% people would be having a love marriage, right? Back in India, when it was 2010, 2008 or something, it was almost the time was not that liberal, and there would be like love after marriage. Like the parents would find a girl for a boy, they would marry, and they would get to know each other after marriage, and they would fall in love with each other after marriage.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's very logical. like for me, like I do want to prefer to have to have kids with someone like of my own people, because I want my own people to keep existing in the future, right? It's very logical. If your parents want you to marry another Malayali, this makes sense, because then there will be more Malayalis in the future, and that's good, right?
Yeah, it is. But if your community or your people are minority, like less in numbers, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay,
You
fine.
can,
I mean, like,
but like India, no, Kerala, for Kerala where Malayalis exist, it's a state. Like Canada is 3 times India,
yeah, that makes sense.
3 times larger country than India. But the population in Canada is just same as that of Kerala, which is only a state.
Yeah,
One of
it's
state
very
in 14 states in India. No, yeah, 14 states in India. See the difference. Like around 40%, if 40% of the Malayalis marry a girl or a boy from another country or another state, still they would exist because the 60% is like a great number.
yeah.
It's very popular.
No, that makes sense, I suppose. Yeah, it's actually very, very logical. But I actually would say that if you compare the Western way of meeting someone, it's actually the way you do it in India. You arrange marriages. In many ways, it's actually more logical. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is. Arranged marriage is much many way logical. Like uh, in India, the divorce rate is more if it is a love marriage. So if I love a girl, I just ask my parents that if I can marry her, and they would okay. They would just give me consent to marry her. And in future, if something happens, if any clash happens, and it would eventually end up in divorce, the parents and the relatives would always blame me for loving a girl. Yeah, it exists in India.
Oh yeah.
So like we can't predict our future, even if it is a love marriage or even if it is an arranged marriage. We can't predict our future. If it could last long, could be a break in between.
Yeah, because like yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. I used to like have a hard time following, but
yeah,
it's very logical. Yeah, but like it is very because it's very for me, for most people, right? We do want our genetics to exist in the future, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, when we do want to, a lot of people want people that their own people to have a lot of kids, right? Or not enough, but to have a lot of kids so that they keep existing in the future, right?
Yeah, genetics. It would like get passed on by generations. But what we should care about is the culture. We should bring let our culture die. That's what I'm more concerned about. Even if I'm marrying an English woman, still I would teach our like son or daughter how my culture is and how my life partner's culture is.
Yeah, but that's good.
I won't let them forget from what culture I have been growing. So I want my kids to understand the culture of Malayali and the culture of their mother.
Your microphone became a little bit muffled.
Okay, like
now
my
I can hear you.
Like I want my kids, even if I'm marrying a non-Indian woman, I would want my kids to know my culture and as well as my life partner's culture.
No, that makes perfect sense. It's a good
Yeah,
idea.
genetics, it can be choosy. Like for me, if we are having 2 kids, either if one kid can be like have genetics like me as like an Indian, and the other would be having genetics like my life partner. Looks like
Oh yeah.
looks she can be like more like English people. Yeah, it depends. It's genes and other things.
Yeah, but they
We can't do
usually
anything about it.
they usually end up being a little. It's funny because if a kid gets born, right, they end up being more like the daddy, like in appearance-wise, because the dad needs to recognize the kid, right, when they're born, right? Because before we had marriage, people didn't know. So therefore, if they look like the daddy would care, right? And then when you grow up, you become more and more like both parents. You start out being so much more like your daddy and less like your mother, right? But when you grow up, you become a little bit more like both, right? So if you're an adult male, you're pretty much like both daddy and mother. But if you're a woman and you grow up, right? Because women doesn't grow up they don't change their appearance as much as men do when they're an adult compared to when they're children, right?
Yeah.
They still end up looking more like their dad than their mother when they're an adult, whereas boys end up looking more like their mom and daddy when they're adult. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they do. Like I have some of the features from my dad. My complexion is my mother's. My hair is like my father's, and my body it's also like father's.
Yeah,
and my face is like my mother's, I think.
It's like me. Like you see this hair, like this curly hair. It's the Cyprus Greek hair, right, from my mother, right? But like I'm like tall. I'm very tall, right, from my dad, right? Like, and also my pale Scottish people are pale, right? And see how pale I am, right? And I'm pale like Scottish people, and I have Cypriot curly hair like my mom's family. So it's like I do. It's you see, I have the both in me.
Like my parents are short; they don't have much height, but I'm taller than them. They are like 5'4" or 5'5", but I am 5'9", 5'9" or 5'10".
That's good. Well, it's good that you're taller than your parents because I'm pretty short.
I think that's because from my father's ancestors, they were tall. Only my father is short, just because my father's mother is short.
Oh.
My father may like it. My father is short just because I think his mother is short. His mother is just like 5 feet or something tall. Not 5 feet, 5 feet or something.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, but my grandfather is much taller. He's just like 5'8" or 5'9", I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
it's some of the genomes, some of the genetics that's been passed on generations would get capped in between, just like me.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather was tall, but my father is short. Then after my father, it's me. I'm tall.
Because you have like a lot of genes within you, and then not all of the genes are being expressed.
Yeah, it's mixed. Like it's the XY chromosome and the DNA. Like it gets rebuilt. Only a trace of my father's would be left in my DNA. Like if do you know about DNA test? They would be like checking for a DNA test. They would be like looking for the similarity in the DNA. So my DNA would not be exact as my father's. There would be some changes, which I got, which is because which would be added up, which might have been added up from my mother's DNA.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because we're 50% dad and 50% mother. But if you look at males, the Y chromosome is shorter than the X chromosome. So we are technically genetically more like the mom, but whereas girls are just like the same amount of DNA from both parents.
Yeah, it depends, but because it's something that's unpredictable, actually.
No, that's true, because like you have the same DNA from both parents, but not all of it is going to be expressed in you as a person.
Yeah,
it's like different. You have a genotype, right, genome, and then it's different phenotypes that's being expressed, and that's different depending on that's different depending on the individual. The two individuals can have.
I know a little about the biology, the genetic center, because in India, in India, the education system is more like focused. Like they would teach us in deep about biology, genetics, and all the other things in detail in 12th grade or something. Yeah, I took my main was biomaths, in which biology is important.
That sounds
So
complicated.
I know a little bit about biology, the XY chromosome, though what we call it, uh, the not the sex prediction and all. How which of the chromosome result in a boy baby, which of the chromosome result in a girl baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think the XY is mentioning. If it is a boy, it's XX. If
No,
it,
no, it's the other way. XY is
okay, okay.
boy and XX is girl.
XY is boy and XX is girl.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't mind asking, if when you marry someone, do you plan on marrying? Could you marry a woman from any people, or would you prefer some people only?
Like I told, I don't prefer, like, even if it is white, even if it is like brown people. No, it doesn't matter. All I want is my life partner to be my best friend. Like our minds should be like connected in some way.
But
Like
that
should
makes
be
sense.
telepathic or something.
No, but
It
that's
doesn't matter.
that's logical. I basically do feel the same. I want people to, like, if I want someone, I want to meet them to be like the same, like decent values that I have, and yeah, that's what important to me. If that makes sense.
Even if I fall in love with a girl that's white, and there is better understanding, and she can understand me and I can understand her, I would definitely go for her for the rest of my life. Yeah, I would
That
definitely.
makes sense. That's good because people love each other. They should be together.
We don't like. I don't much care about genetics or something. Like we are living our life, so all I want is to live my life to the most I can
No,
get.
well, that's good. But you do want genetics to exist in the future, right?
No. Yeah, I do want to. I do want my genetics to exist in future.
Good.
But that can be like it would exist in future even if I'm marrying a white woman.
Yes,
No,
yes,
no matter what.
because even if the kid is Anglo-Indian, right? That's
Yeah,
still a
if
good
my
because it's
yeah,
still your
like
DNA in the Anglo-Indian kids.
yeah, okay, if uh, I'm marrying an English woman and if my kids just looks like her, no, that might be because still my kids would be having my genetics, but it would
Yes.
be like not expressed much, and it might get passed on to their kids. There are chances. So, like my genetics won't be
No,
destroyed.
it's gonna survive. It's good. You that's good. You need to keep your and also like there are so many like there are so many Malayalis in the world, right? So even if like there's like millions, I think it's like 40 millions, right? So even if like
13 million.
what do you
30
say?
million. 13 million in India. Not Malayalis. There is no 13 million Malayalis. There is like 3 crore.
But
I don't.
I looked. Wasn't it 40 million?
No.
Are you
That might be Indians. I don't know.
Because I looked up Wikipedia. It says it's 40 million. Well, it's not very important, but like my point is that even if like some people who are Malayalis have kids that are Anglo-Indian, there's still gonna be a lot of Malayalis.
It's 1.6 million Malayalis as of 2013.
Okay,
Malayali
I believe you.
population in the total world. 1.6 million Malayalis are there in the world.
What is that's all? Only 1.6?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, I can't see. What the? Okay, but that makes sense.
I think that there are 130 million Indians.
Oh, well, it's not really very important how many there are. My point is that there are many of them, right? So they're still going to exist in the future, which is good.
In India, there are Malayalis, Punjabis, Gujaratis, Karnataka, Telangana, Tamilians. There are many people. Like
I know that
in English countries, there are only English people.
Well, in Scotland, there are Scottish people like me.
Because in Canada, there are like in Canada there are French people.
Yeah.
And white people. and in America there are like Spanish Americans.
Yeah, and then
Only
they
like
are like
two or three to the maximum. But in India there are 14 states, and the 14 people, 14 the people in 14 states are different from each other.
yeah,
They
yeah.
speak different language.
That's
They have
true.
a different ethnicity. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
And
different ethnicities. That's very interesting. But actually, my point is what I was going to make, right? If some people, not all, but some people mix with other people, and then you create new people. Like if an Indian and the English have kids, they create Anglo-Indian, and if an Indian and a Chinese have kids, they create Shindians, right? And then if some people do that, you have more diversity before, because then you create new people, and that's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. Bro, I have to go home at dinner. It's already like 9 in the night here. Okay, so I have to leave right now.
Yeah. Okay, it was very nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Yeah, and I hope everything you want pans out the way you want it to.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Like, what time is it then?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning, okay.
Yeah, I went up a little bit late. I've been sitting here for like 3 hours because it was so funny.
Okay, bro. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
I'm not like Catboy Kami though, okay? A little bit like in my mind, but clearly have a very different perspective. Well, I guess I agree when it comes to the feel like I want my genes to exist in the future, but who doesn't want that? Be right back.
That's what I did.
Wow. What's up, man?
Which is lovely. How are you?
What's up, buddy?
How many penises you seen?
None, actually.
Oh, that's
We've seen one. We've seen one.
It was pretty good. Do you like penis?
Yeah.
Move laptop.
Who do you think likes penis out of these two? Who do you think is like penis?
Pardon?
Who's the gay one?
Who's the gay one? Well, we'll get Jane as well.
Well, if ever it's impossible to see.
Who of us are gay?
No, one is.
Two of us are gay out of
Who's
our
the gay
screen.
one?
No, one.
Who's the gay one? Who's the gay
His
one?
gaydar ain't working, clearly.
Okay, no, see, I have no gaydar. Wait, I do have someone. Wait. Okay. Yes. The guy with the blue shirt. I'm just gonna guess.
I'm
incorrect.
I'm straight.
Point it to Jay. Point it to Jay.
I'm straight.
I mean, it doesn't like I don't have.
Yes, it's Jay.
I'm not gay, I'm bi.
He's bisexual. It's still gay, isn't it?
That's gay, isn't it? Not 50%.
Well, it's both gay and straight at the same time. Like, you ever heard of the switch analogy?
What's that?
It's like a switch analogy. Rather than percentage, think of it as a switch, right? You have a switch for heterosexuality and a switch for homosexuality, right? If you're...
You can't make up your fucking mind, you greedy cunt.
No, but listen here. If you are... Here's the hetero switch and here's the gay switch, right? If you have that one switched on, you're gay. If that one switched on, you're straight, right?
At the same time, man.
But if you bias both
He puts all the buttons
all the way down,
right? And then you have both straight and gay at the same time because both are switched on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh. That's why we thought he might have a good gaydar, but clearly.
Do you like him?
Clearly not.
Do you like him?
Don't answer that.
Do you like him?
Don't answer that.
Do you like him?
Okay, I'm not gonna answer that because I look like quite messy right now. I would usually look prettier than this. I don't know why I decided to go online. I usually look prettier.
He hasn't had his hair done. He ain't got his. He ain't dressed up. What do you think of him, Jay? Jay.
Good looking guy. What am I saying?
Good looking guy. Oh, 10.
Hey. At least a 9.5.
9. You get 9.
You like you.
Wait, how did you know my name is Jay?
His name's Jay.
My name is Jay. That's my name.
Oh my god, that's so awesome. You have the same name as me. It's a nice name, by the way.
Jay is clearly a taboo name.
Jay. No way. No, that's Jay way. No, Jay. That's pretty gay, Jay. Jay. You were
Jay. That's kind of quite a gay name, not gonna lie.
Oh my god. Gay.
But it's kind of funny having the same name though, because if you think about what like the same or like similar means in Latin.
Nah.
Homo.
What?
You know the word home is like same, right? It's come from Latin.
I have no idea.
Bro, we don't know about Latin.
Oh yeah, it's just like I'm kind of like a linguist.
He likes dick.
He's not about talk. He just
and badge. He likes both.
He likes badge as well. But do you like badge as well?
Me?
Yeah.
No, disgusting.
I mean, like.
That's a no.
No, really.
Let's ask you who's the best looking out of all four of us. Come here, Paul.
I haven't seen all of you.
I'm gay and proud. No?
Alright.
Put it to bed. Look at bed.
Right, Ben, come here. We're going in.
Right.
Alright, you need to rate us.
Left to right.
One top to bottom.
Well, I can't see all your faces. You need a little angle.
Right, someone sort the fucking camera out. There you go. Lovely.
Me.
Alright, best looking from worst looking. Go.
Well, it's kind of hard to judge in some capacities.
It's too bad. You got to judge.
Fine.
Okay. But you don't. No offense, because I think you're all pretty similar in that regard.
Well, we're all 10 out of 10.
That's kind of hurt my feelings because he's ugly as fuck.
No, he's number one.
No, fuck.
You got to do it.
Okay. Blue shirt, guys, you're on the top.
You're number one. Yes, babe! Yes!
And then the guy that are behind you guys with the shirt of text.
Yes! Come on, get it! Come on.
And now it's really difficult. Like you guys.
This is the last place. I want last place, Jay.
You have to pick Jay, otherwise you're fucked. Come on.
I'm actually outraged.
I'll take that.
You gotta choose.
Absolutely dumb.
You don't have to choose. Can I just be indifferent? Wait, I need to think about
it. There needs to be a loser.
I don't know. Well, I need to think. I need to think for like just a minute. But
Jay, this is pulling up. Mate, you're instant.
Get closer.
Get a close up.
Get closer for us, man. That's Jay.
But that's only you.
Yeah, you see?
This is what I have to offer.
They both are very lovely males. Very lovely males.
Very lovely indeed.
They love a good fat cock.
Okay. Okay. If I have to say, I do think you're both good looking, but if I must pick, I would say that you and Gray shirt. No, he's pretty. He is good looking. He's good looking still. All you guys are. I'm sorry. You forced me to pick one. I don't want to.
We didn't force anything. That was rude of him.
The funny thing is,
Look, he's left now. Look, he's hurt his feelings.
we all have micro penises, and he has a big penis.
Yeah. You missed out. Not gonna lie.
You missed out.
Yeah.
This
Well,
man
still-
here,
But
He's got the smallest penis.
One
of all
inch.
of us.
No,
One
I
inch.
don't even have a penis.
Well, that's unfortunate.
female.
Yeah, I'm a
But-
female.
Look, here's the deal. I actually don't think that's very important because at least a guy is like presentable and have a nice looking face and body. It's good.
We love that.
We
Thank you.
prefer handwork as well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm definitely.
But I would never like do anything to someone who didn't want to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Being aggressive. Don't touch me.
Are you guys at a fraternity or something?
No.
No.
We're just,
Jay's
bunch
really
of lads
sad.
who like to get together, drink alcohol, and find out who's the gay one and who's the ugliest.
He's really sad.
But he has a pretty name, so you shouldn't be sad.
Yeah.
You only say that because that's your name now. Don't even believe it.
I know, I'm not.
Wait.
It's over.
Tell him to fuck off, Jay.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna.
It's fair. You need to give him a choice.
You give it a choice and you chose the wrong one.
He chose-
Jay should have been number one.
But if you didn't like it, you would probably get pissed off.
Heart. Switch.
Nah, he wants what he can't have.
Yeah,
What's
it's
it?
fine.
He wants them more than
Yeah,
that.
I don't have a penis, so it would have been a fail anyway.
I mean, like, size isn't really that important. The best important is like what you can do.
Why don't you just have a fivesome, though?
Oh, true. Yeah, exactly.
Fivesome,
Oh, no,
down?
Let's do it.
Is he more? Are you more dominant or submissive?
I'm a virgin because I'm like unmarried and
Right, but dominant, not submissive, though.
Do you see this man here?
No, I can do whatever. I'm fine with both. I'm very
He's
flexible.
either right. Great.
Can you hear that? It's a bit of both.
Is he dominant or submissive, do you think?
Dominant.
No.
Dominant.
We love to
Incorrect.
see it. We love to see it.
Let's be honest.
I'm a massive
We've heard you admit it before.
It's true. It's true.
He is a submissive.
Sub. What about Gray? Is he sub or
He's
dom?
a sub. He's told us so many times. He loves.
I mean, like, I can't guess when you already told me the answer.
You got to guess. You got to fucking guess.
He's a
it.
sub. Don't
yes.
worry. Don't you worry.
Nah, you're pretty dominant too, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This man on the other hand.
No, this should be an easy one.
He is versatile.
Yeah! He's the most submissive male I've ever seen in my life. Don't be honest.
No, I don't think so. I don't
stand
know.
up for this one.
When you flex your muscles, Paul.
Sub, big sub.
Am I a sub or a dom?
Number two.
Sub energy.
Well, no, you are versatile.
No.
Yeah!
No, that's
I just guess.
let you
Okay, it's dominant. No, but did you
say
freeze?
that. You say that to be not really gay.
I'm not bringing up the bum. You are. Alright? I'll say that.
What you say?
What'd you say?
I'm not getting up the bum.
Oh, but that makes sense. Like, I'm actually not very much into that either because,
You
like.
only put up the bum. That's it.
Wait, you don't put up the bum?
No, I haven't done that because I don't want to have sex until like I have a proper relationship.
Fair.
What?
Fair play.
Because like here's the deal, like if you are androsexual, you know what I mean when I say androsexual, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like that means if you are into men. Because like if you are a woman you're straight, you're still androsexual. If you're a gay guy, you're still androsexual. So my point is that if you are, because if you're androsexual, right, you have access to sex whatever you want because men have lowest. It's easy to find a guy who wants to fuck and find a woman who wants to fuck. And because of that, if we have access to sex all the time, we might not want to give it. we do like have like a bit of leverage to hold. So therefore, we might not want to have sex with basically anyone because
inclusive man.
yeah, because we don't want to get like humped and dumped. If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you are a straight guy or a lesbian, you don't have to worry about people just having sex with you for the sake of it.
Do you like F1?
Wait, what's that?
F1. Hello?
I don't know what that means.
What?
What does F1 mean?
Formula One.
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Oh.
That's all he knows.
I was going to speak up Charles Leclerc.
Oh, yeah.
There's no Charles Leclerc.
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Oh, that's all right, man.
He wants his cock.
Yeah, true.
He does.
But that's lovely. I hope you get it someday.
Thank you, man.
Hope you find the fattest cock in all of South Africa.
Ignore him.
Okay. Don't know what to make about that, but okay.
Okay.
Ignore him. He's hammered.
Bye-bye.
But you gonna go?
Yeah.
We have to go because many bitches are coming. So.
Oh my god, that is awesome. How
Yes. Bye-bye, amigo.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Stop, fam. How are you? I'm lucky he skipped. He was retarded.
Come on, people.
Hello, people.
Don't make me harder than I already am.
Oh, hello. How are you? Fucking.
Nigga, go bye-bye. Even though nothing to lose,
hello.
nothing to gain.
What's good?
Well, everything is good. The world is awesome. Nice hair, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah. What sort of philosophy do you study?
Well, I actually don't study philosophy. I tried to in high school and then I failed. I was just recommended that that was a tag I should use based on a lot of my interests I have at the moment.
Word. Check out Altazair.
What? What is that? You told me I should. Oh, hi! Oh, my cute dog. How are you with your cute dog and being awesome with you typing? Oh, nice. I'm actually annoyed.
What
That's
the
I feel.
fuck?
Stupid bitch rejecting. There's something wrong with people. Oh, finally. Hey.
Hey. What's up?
I'm good. It's finally nice to have someone talking to an Omegle.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because people are annoying. You know what they do? They basically and then they skip like this. Did that happen to you? It happened to me, so I assume it happened to you too.
Sure, I suppose.
Good.
I have a way of getting the attention of people, though.
Really?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Just like this.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting because, why not? We have the freedom to dress however we please because we are what should be fully human beings. So,
what the hell did I drop down? By the way? Oh, she's great. I know. So, yeah.
I don't know what
for sure. I love dressing in a dress. Personally, I love dressing in a dress personally. I think
why
it's really
not?
fun.
If that's your thing, then I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, what you up to? What you doing?
I'm live streaming.
Ooh, live streaming. Ooh,
yeah,
exciting.
Are you German?
I am. Nice catch.
Oh, I could guess because of your my
accent.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because at least I know I'm on part German descent on my mother's side, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Well, unfortunately, don't
Can you
speak
guess?
German.
Can you guess where I was born, though.
Okay.
I wasn't born in Germany. I am in Germany right now, and I've lived here most of my life. But can you guess where I was born?
Were you born somewhere in Germany?
No, I was not born in Germany.
Poland.
I am currently living in Germany.
Okay. How many chances do I have?
Maybe you can do like, I'm gonna say 5.
Okay.
Yes or no questions.
Poland?
No.
Is it a Slavic country?
Yes.
Is it a West Slavic country?
Okay, that's vague, but I'm gonna say
all the
no.
West Slavic language speaking country.
Right. I'm gonna say no. I don't think so.
Is it the Balkans?
Balkans. No.
Is it Belarus?
No.
Is it Ukraine?
No.
Is it Russia?
It is Russia.
Nice.
I think that might have been 6.
But
yeah, I was born in Russia.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure if you can like hear that through my accent. I don't think so, because I have lived most of my life here in Germany.
Yeah, I might have some traces, because I was thinking about, is it kind of Slavic or not? I'm not sure.
Interesting. But I think you picked up on the facial shape, perhaps.
Yes, I did. You do, because I like Matt and other. Because before, when I lived in South Africa, I went to school with a girl who was of Polish descent, but she lived in Germany. And then she came to study South Africa. So
I see. That's neat.
If you don't mind me asking, did you, for example, are you like because there were a lot of in the past, or still are some people in Russia like Volga Germans, right? So are you like of German descent from Russia, or like a Russian from Russia?
No. I actually, I think I am like a 8th German or something, but like not really.
Oh, that's cool.
I think one of my grandmothers is like, or great-grandmothers, I think, is like a German, but no, not really. My parents just moved here because job opportunities.
No, that makes sense, because like I know a little bit of German in my side too, because my mother's side, right? She is my dad's side is Scottish, and my mother's side is German, Swedish, Greek Cypriot, and Walloon.
Nice.
So I'm from all those regions, right? It's insane, right? It's actually kind of interesting, because like I looked up, the Volga Germans, like the Germans from Russia, right? I looked at it, most of them currently, most of them actually ironically live in Russia, Kazakhstan, United States, and Argentina. Do you know that?
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny if you go.
Makes sense, I suppose. It's like, it's a very kind of diasporic thing for sure.
But like here's like kind of like interesting, right? I just can ask you: do you like are you usually wearing a dress all the time, or just like when you sometimes?
Only at home.
That makes sense.
Unfortunately, I would love it if society would be like, yeah, you can wear whatever you want, but we don't live in that.
I mean, like, I would like we found people do it sometimes, but as long as people didn't do it all the time, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But like, I do like society the way it is in many ways. Like, I do like, but if people don't want to like do that, then people might not like that. And like, if I, for example, want to do something, right, and then people don't like it, then well, sucks to me. But I'm not going to like say that. Well, they have to change. Like, I would might like them to change, but if they don't want to, they can stay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. In general, society having some things that it forbids is good, like bad things. But I think all gender should be abolished, like these gender restrictions. on people.
But I like my gender distinctions because I think those are like you know,
not distinctions, restrictions.
Oh yeah, the restrictions.
The fact that men
that
can't
makes more
cry.
sense. Yeah, but we don't have
For
that.
example, the fact that men can't cry.
Can't what?
That's really bad for them.
Can't what?
Can't cry.
But we can cry though.
Cry. Can you?
Yeah, I feel very comfortable with doing that. That's because I was raised by good parents. And
Yeah,
it just raised,
but like
people need to raise their kids better.
Most men are really like repressed, and they have to keep their emotions in, you know, and that breeds really toxic like people.
Yeah, because like you probably shouldn't like cry all the time in like out of the street, but like you should be allowed to cry. Like usually when I cry, and I think that this like,
Yeah,
I think that like you should be more.
boys.
I think you should be an equal when it comes to the exception of crying, but men and women
Boys
should be equal.
allowed to cry just as much as girls should.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
And you could go through every gender restriction like that, and you would find that all of them are bad. You should get rid of all of them.
All the restrictions, and then when people are free, they would just naturally choose to be the way they want to be. And if I like to be,
I feel like men in particular would be happier. They would
I
be
guess
more
that
free.
makes sense. I suppose. Like I for once like.
There's a lot of restrictions we put on men, you know.
Yeah, and also like legal ones, because we looked at like certain laws, like the things you're not allowed to do, like discrimination. We need to change all the gender-based discrimination that need to go. Legal one. If you want to privately discriminate in your own home, that's fine. But all the laws like if a law discriminates, that's bad, right? But if you discriminate in your personal life, then that's fine, because it's like your right to do so.
Yeah, laws, yeah, obviously. I'm saying like laws are just like this thing we put on top. I'm saying society should change as well. We shouldn't like shame boys for crying.
Yeah,
we should allow everyone to wear whatever clothes they want. We should not expect like women to be like fucking therapists for like every boyfriend they have. You know, that sort of thing.
Well, I think they can do that to each other. Like it shouldn't be like so one-sided. Otherwise, if anything is like one-sided, it usually breeds resentment. That's bad.
Yeah.
But if people want to have, if people want to have the relationship, they want to say, I want to do this, and then you can do that, and if both agree, it's fine. But like they want to get pressured into doing that, then that's not fine. Does that make sense?
Obviously.
Perfect.
Yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is, a lot of women are expected to be super emotionally like they should take care of like their own emotions, but also the emotions of the people they date, you know, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And that's also a big problem.
Is that the same for lesbian couples? Do they have the same expectation?
They also suffer from the same expectations all women are put under, right? From what I've heard, lesbian couples are like, they have problems finding other lesbians because like all women are taught not to be the aggressive ones, not to approach other like partners.
That's actually annoying. It actually bothers men too, because if guys are shy, and then if they have to approach, then if women try not to, then they will become alone, and then they get sad, and if they repress anger, that can end badly. It's bad.
All of it is bad. All of it is bad. All gender expectations. And guess what?
Well,
when you get rid of all of these gender expectations, you get rid of gender at all.
Well, I actually wouldn't say that, because I do believe that we could. I just want, because you can expect men, and like you can expect men to take care of the family and women to take care of the family, but they should be allowed to like.
You would. Okay,
like
why don't you just expect people to take care of their family? Like, doesn't really have anything to do with men and women if you expect the same things.
No, I do know that, but if people in their like if one parent, regardless of that's a man or woman, want to stay at home and the other one want to work, then the expectation is going to be that the ones who stay at home are the ones that take the care of kids, and the only ones that are working are expected to like support them.
Yeah, I'm afraid the times where one parent stays at home are completely over.
Which is a bad thing, because that was a good system in my opinion.
I suppose maybe, yeah. We could all actually. Oh no, I would rather both parents have like more free time. Both parents just work less instead of just one working and one staying at home. I would rather like both work less.
But like, if one wants to work and one wants to stay at home, that's fine too, as long as it's a free choice.
I suppose, but like, we shouldn't expect that. I don't think that's a good like model for families.
I mean, like, if as long as the family can support themselves, it's fine, regardless of what amount they want to use.
But is it like good for families? Like, would we rather have families that do that, or families where both work less? I feel like families that where both work less would be happier, because having one person like really work, like, and the other person takes care of the home and is like doing that, they're both doing that all the time. I feel like that breeds resentment that kind of both stresses them out like a ton. Like we humans like to be versatile. We like to do a little bit of everything, and it would be better if both people would be working less.
I mean, like, they could work less even though one works more than the other.
I mean, yeah, that can happen. My point being that setting up society in a way where one person works, one person stays at home, compared to setting up a society where both work less. I would rather prefer society B.
I guess if you want them to work less, then like, as long as they can support themselves working less, then that's fine by me.
I'm talking about societal expectations. What do we expect of families? Right?
Yeah, but like, if you want to work as long as you get enough money to support yourself, or to afford the things you want, right? Then you need to work that much, right? But if you can't afford that by working less, then you work less. So that's like the expectation is like.
And how do we get people to work less but earn more? It's socialism.
No, that's actually not true, because if you go to like countries, right? If you take on this like Sweden, which is the freest market on the planet, like one of the freest markets exist, and then take a more restricted market like Venezuela and Zimbabwe, then people are.
I'm not saying we should restrict markets. I'm saying we should have socialism.
But how can you have socialism without restricting markets?
How do you define socialism?
Centralization of the economy.
Okay, that's not how I define socialism.
It's good to get definitions before you have a discussion, otherwise it's just going to get blurry.
Sure. I go with like the commonly accepted ones, the ones that like Marxian thinkers proposed.
But he wasn't the one who coined it. Oh, sorry, so you can finish.
Yeah. Socialism means owning the means of production.
But if I, for example, decide that I want to sell my work to work for a company that then decides to pay me this check, then I'm selling my means of production and I'm using it to earn a living. It's fine.
You're selling your time and getting money.
Yeah, it's fine.
Would it be preferential if you worked at a company and you automatically got a share of that company?
Well, I don't want to share that company.
Why not?
Because I don't want the responsibility. I just want to have my paycheck.
Well, you would have a bigger paycheck if you can elect your bosses.
Oh, you mean like but like I don't want. So you want an entire company to be structured like a workers' collective?
Yes, like a
But-
co-op.
But on the
I want
capitalism,
more co-ops.
on the capitalism, a company can decide to set up that way if they want to.
I know. I think it should be everywhere.
But like, what if a group of company doesn't want it that way?
Wow, fucking tough. We make it. We democratically elect people and pass laws that make them go co-op.
And that is the reason why I don't like democracy, like, at all. I think it's bad.
Ben, you don't like democracy?
No.
Oh, that's real bad. That's real bad.
Well, no, I don't like democracy because I don't like the majority telling a minority what they can and cannot do with their life.
I'm sorry, but that's better than a tiny minority telling the majority what like they should and should not do.
Why?
Because presumably the majority is at least somewhat self-interested.
And why would that mean that they would collectively make a better decision than a minority would make?
Because the minority usually, historically, makes decisions for itself, not for the people.
And wouldn't you say that that's been the case with socialist countries?
You mean like
government?
Soviet Union?
Wasn't they communist?
Okay. The problem with the Soviet Union is socialism is only the means of production. In the Soviet Union, the state owned everything. Did people have say in the state? No, they didn't. They had no democratic control, not proper democratic control, at least. How was that socialist or how was that communist if you have no control and no democracy? That's not socialism.
May I ask with a question? What happened if people don't want to have their company structured democratically? What would happen to their? Wouldn't they have their meat of production taken from them by the majority?
Okay, we already do this. There are companies. Say there's a company that says, "Fuck black people. We're not gonna hire any black people."
Okay.
Then we elect a democratic government to force them to not do that.
But what's wrong with
pass laws?
What is wrong
that
with them?
prohibit them from discriminating?
But what's wrong with them discriminating?
Okay, you're biting bullet on that. Oh my god.
No, I actually don't think it's a bad thing. So you need to like.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, then
you're not gonna
you're
convince me.
lost.
You need to make a case for it.
Then you're fucking lost.
Why am I
okay,
lost? Look. Here's the deal, right?
Come on.
But no, it's not bad.
Because
like,
it creates a.
If a
Because
group
it
of
creates
people,
a bad society.
Why?
It's bad because it creates a bad society. Because discrimination is bad.
Why?
You don't think discrimination is bad?
No.
Why not?
Because it's if my body, my choice, and if I decide to use with my body, share it with whoever based on I'm setting the conditions. If I want to share my body with another individual, like I say, like okay, I want to only have. It says I only want to be romantically involved with other men, right? Therefore, I'm discriminating against women, and that's my right as an individual to do with my body.
I'm talking about a company discriminating against like people.
Yeah. But you said discrimination in general.
It's different.
Well, it's both discrimination. It's just different types of discrimination.
Okay, well, if he is discrimination that way,
well,
then yes, you're necessarily discriminating. Okay, you are necessarily discriminating everyone else when you choose to talk to one person.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, you're discriminating everyone on Earth to talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Because I have a friend who wants to talk to me.
Okay. I'm talking about racial discrimination.
But I can do that if I want. If I decide that I only want to marry people, guys of certain races, which I do. Like I only like men of certain racial groups because I'm more attracted to those men. I like all the races. Actually, I love them. I actually love diversity. But like I only want to marry certain races. And that's my right to use discriminating race.
It's young, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would question, why are you doing that exactly? I wonder.
Oh, because I don't find other races. I'm just not attracted to them. Just like I'm
just not attractive. Not attractive.
Nope.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It just makes me curious. Like, is there something deeper? Where does that belief come from that they're not attractive?
It's not a belief. It's just part of my like. I do find men like flat chests and broad shoulders, and a profound brow ridge to be attractive because. Yeah, and I find it attractive because I find men who have pointy noses and pale skin and you know, a Caucasoid looking face. I'm attracted to that. I find men who are Asians and black men to be very beautiful, but I'm not attracted to them. I don't know why. I don't know, but I like them and I do appreciate them. I want them to be at their best, but I'm not attracted to them. That's just how it is. I like women. I find them beautiful. I'm not attracted to them.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's get away from this topic. I don't think I can help you if you think that racism isn't bad.
But it can be bad, but it's not always bad. It's just sometimes bad. It's bad when it's used by governments, but it's not bad when it's bad when you're using racism to impose. If you use racism to impose aggression, if you want to harm people based on race, that's a bad thing, right? But if you want to privately disassociate with people based on their race, that's fine. And if you personally think another race, like
I don't think it's fine.
No. Look, here's
the
deal.
I think that's fine.
If you, for example, have two different races, right? One race does a lot of things that are bad more than the other race, right? And then that race, a lot of things are bad more than the other race. This race disliking the other race because they're doing more bad stuff.
I'm sorry, is that
it
do you
makes
believe
sense. But if
some
that
races are okay? I want to get some specifics. I'm curious. It's just for my own personal curiosity. Do you think certain races are just worse genetically?
No, I think they're all good. All races are good. I don't think anyone is worse or better. Well, technically, I do think that a Nilotic race are superior at resisting harmful UV.
Sorry, what kind of race?
Like the Nilotic, the most darkest race in Africa, they're superior.
Nilotic?
Yeah, they're superior when it comes to resistance.
I'm gonna Google this.
Oh, I'm gonna post the link. Actually.
You mean like?
No, but like, do you mind if
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I just want to finish my point about them. Okay.
I see.
I post the link. The Wikipedia.
Okay, no, I got you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Look, I already got it.
Okay, good. I think the Nilotic race are superior at resisting sunlight than, for example, a Scotsman would be, right?
Wouldn't that be true for any? Black-skinned people?
Yes, exactly. But my point is that on average, when it comes to resisting sunlight in particular, that race are in that regard superior. And when it comes to other aspects, right? When it comes to running, right? Afro-Caribbeans are actually in many ways superior to running because Afro-Caribbeans, the people of that origins, right? They tend to always win Olympics.
Okay.
They are in generally, and if I say one race, if one way could be better than other
wait. Okay, but like you're saying that one race is justified in being racist to another race. Surely they're not.
Yeah, all races are equally justified, by the way. No one is more justified than the other.
They can like absorb sunlight better or worse. Like, surely they're not racist for that.
No, they're not racist. But you didn't ask why someone is racist. You asked why somebody, if one race is better than another race, and I said one race is better to resist harmful UV radiation and have better protection towards.
What about intelligence?
What about? I
What about
actually
intelligence?
don't know if if different races have different intelligences, because I know there are some people who claim that, like race and IQ, but I'm not like one person who buys into that much, because I think that there are a lot of stupidity in all races to the same point that I don't think race and IQ is very valid concept. Like, not to me, but other people want to say that it's their priority. Okay. I don't buy into it that much.
Do you see how a society where black people, say in the US, that happened like in the US, where black people wouldn't be allowed in like a lot of stores?
Are those stores getting public funding?
No, like private.
Well, if it's not the majority of stores, then that's fine with me, because if they discriminate against black people, then the stores that doesn't are going to be better off monetarily, and the ones who discriminate against black people are going to lose money, which they deserve. So therefore, all the races are going to be poor, and all the non-races are going to be rich.
This is a no. This is a historic example, and back in the day, where there was segregation, businesses didn't do that. The market didn't adjust because people were just racist and they could eat that loss.
Yeah, but wasn't that forced? There was government discrimination back then.
Yeah, but there was also private discrimination.
Yeah, but like then you have, if the government does it, then it's gonna hit on the black people worse than if just the private market does it. If the government keep black people down like they did during the Jim Crow laws, then they basically protected non-black people from black people competing with them, and that was the problem. If they would give black people, if they had the same right to discriminate, and they didn't have this like discriminatory laws, then it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, but it's also bad when the private market does it.
Why?
Like for people, specifically black people, presumably, because they get discriminated against. It doesn't matter whether the public does it, like the public sector or the private sector. They still get discriminated against.
Well, actually,
it's bad.
Now that's not bad. The bad is that the public sector.
How is that not bad?
The public sector is using black people's money to discriminate against them, and that's bad because they are taking money from one group that belongs to them, and you don't give it back. That's bad. It's stealing. But if you,
I hate libertarians.
Why?
Sorry, because it's just bad. It's just dumb. Because
why?
Okay, do you want the most amount of good for the most amount of people?
I don't really care about that. Well, technically, I do believe that libertarianism is a solution for that.
Okay. In that case, we are starting from completely different philosophical principles, because I'm a utilitarian, you are not.
Well, I don't really. My basically, I was actually recommended to put this philosophy tag on in Omegle.
Oh, I assumed you were.
But like I am interested. What I do want that the here's the deal, right?
What do you base ethics on?
Ethics. Well, I do see ethics and morality distinct. I do see ethics as the non-aggression principle, and morality as a personal and subjective world that we all have.
Is the non-aggression? Is the non-aggression principle good in and of itself, or is it good because it brings about good outcomes?
Both, actually. Like the non-aggression principle will give good outcomes, and it is good because it's from the principle that if I have something, that no one should take it because it's mine. Like it's
why is that the case? Is that the case fundamentally? If you go all the way down, is that like, why do you not want things taken from you? Is it because you will suffer, or is it just this imperative kind of set thing, non-aggression principle? It's just there, and it's got and for itself.
Well, it's mainly used because it's my body, right? And nobody else should aggress on my body, because then I'm not free.
Because
I don't have.
Why is you not being free bad?
Because my body is mine, and I decide. That's the starting point. If you prevent me from getting food, then I die. If you prevent me from leaving my house and you're restricting me, that's hard.
Why is that bad?
Because you're harming me. That's like it's different.
Because
that's
I'm
violence.
harming you. Yes.
That's posing violence on me.
Not because I'm causing violence. Because
that's why I think. I think it's because of violence.
Harmful for you.
No, you're causing violence on me. That's why it's bad.
No, it's bad because it's harmful.
Well, then that we have different perspectives.
Suffering is bad.
Well, actually, it is bad, but I can still choose to suffer. If I decide to make bad decisions that leads to suffering, then I have the right to choose to suffer, and that is my right. It's the right for me to do what I want. It's like yeah, I can do that, and nobody should. If I decide like I'm gonna be stupid, I'm going to make bad decisions. I'm gonna take and I'm going to not be responsible.
Let me finish. Why is you having that right and that freedom to do bad decisions? Why is that good?
Because otherwise I would be oppressed.
What's bad about being oppressed? What's bad about not being free?
Because then you're posing violence against me. Not you, but the person who's oppressing me.
Yeah, I would say that we humans enjoy the feeling of being free. It's a moral good. It's in an abstract way, happiness, or if you want to be more precise, utility. That people feel free. That's good because they feel good about that.
Wait,
that's how I base my philosophy. Good, like people feeling good is good. People feeling bad is bad, and then we build up from there.
Okay, so you think if something makes people feel bad, it's bad. If something makes you feel good, it's good.
Except, good and in that case, feeling good. Now there's multiple ways to feel good. The most basic one is just a high, right? But it's not very fulfilling. Why is it not very fulfilling? Because it's just kind of, sure, I'm feeling good physically, but there are other things I desire. It's a more complex kind of nuanced utility, and not just feeling good. Feeling free, even when I feel bad, is good because I feel free. And when I feel free, I feel well. I feel well mentally, and that's good.
Well, if I'm free, I can also make bad decisions and then feel bad about it, which I should be allowed to do because it's better to let people suffer than to impose suffering on them.
In some cases, yes, but it's good to let them suffer because making them feel free is worth it.
No, I'm not making them suffer. I'm letting them suffer. I'm giving them the thing. I'm giving them opportunities to not suffer.
Letting them feel free is worth it because it's such a good feeling to feel free.
No. Letting them be free is better because then I'm not posing violence against them.
Why do I care about violence if not for suffering?
Okay, here's the deal. The non-aggression principle is justified under the deontological ethics. The argument can be built on argumentation ethics.
Yeah,
but
I'm not a deontologist. I don't care about deontology. I care about suffering, and I care about pain, and I care about happiness, and I care about fulfillment.
Well, I'm sorry, I hate the word. Deontological. You know what I mean?
Deontology.
It's based on it's based on principles.
I don't know, but like, I don't know how we can resolve meta-ethical questions, to be honest.
Yeah,
Because
neither do I. So we can go into the more surface level topics we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, because like I just fundamentally care about different things. I start out with like other kind of axioms. Where do you stream, I wonder, by the way?
YouTube.
YouTube. Ooh. Nice. Well, mind giving me the channel name?
Pardon?
Mind giving me the channel name? You might get
Sure.
another subscriber.
You can have it if you want to have it. You just need to find it first. You need to like go to the link and then send it to you.
How many viewers do you have?
How many viewers do I have?
How many viewers do we have
right now?
If you're streaming, yeah.
We only have about 4. So
it's not nothing. Hit the bell, ring the something elephant. Ooh, interesting.
Because
Cool,
like,
thank you.
Welcome. But here's the deal. Why I'm usually very, because here's what I believe. Right, I believe, like what I find to be my morals is that I believe in the survival and prosperity of my people, and that's the reason why I'm not.
That's sexy.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I'm not very hostile to people with different political ideas. Because of that, if somebody disagrees with me, right, because I'm a fusionist, and if somebody decides that they want to be a socialist, and if that and what they want. Well, if
I understand
if a socialist want to,
you're for having like various sub-societies in your kind of mega society in a way.
But that's because diversity is a strength, and multiculturalism is good, and I like that. And the reason when we know that, because if you go to different regions in the same country, they're going to be distinct, because that's good, because diversity is a good thing, and I like diversity because I think it's a strength of. And
the problem is you say diversity is a good thing, and I don't know what you're basing that on. I base diversity being good because it has good outcomes and brings happiness to people. I don't know what the hell you're basing your statement on, because you have this weird deontologist framework that I can't follow.
Okay, I believe that diversity is good because humans are diverse, and well, I haven't really thought of it. The main reason why I think diversity is such a good thing.
I like that your title is just Racepilling Omegle.
I know, it's perfect, isn't it?
I don't know if you're gonna get people with deontology, because you can just say it's good because it's good. That's not like, how are people gonna be?
That's more about tautology, though.
Yeah, but deontology seems like a tautology to me. If you zoom out, I mean, yeah, because you can just say the NAP is just good.
Okay. But like, it's basically because it's like
that doesn't convince me that it's good.
No, I don't think anybody's gonna. We're not gonna convince each other. This is like not gonna happen. But here's what I basically.
Okay, come on. You're here to convince people. Sure.
No, I'm not gonna convince you. I'm not gonna convince you. I don't believe I'm going to convince you. I believe that
you have the title. You do have the title.
Yeah, but that's for convincing people who are. But here's the deal, right? I don't care that much. Like, here's the deal. When I say I care about the survival and prosperity of my people to be what I care about the most, right? If someone, for example, want to use, if someone disagree with me politically, right, but they still want my people to be at their best, then I believe that people are that politics is an unnecessary divide, and I do believe that it is that people, and I don't like the idea of my people being divided by politics and then used against one another because I do believe that people.
Okay, I have two questions. Why do you care about your people?
Because I do care about the survival of my DNA exists in the future. It's very normal for biological organisms to care about that.
Is it? Okay.
What kind of biological organism?
That is not true.
But like, if you go to a beehive, right? The beehive, they're trying to keep to exist. And if you go to like a shark, instinct is to reproduce. Like if you go to like trees, they're gonna grow and they're gonna have fruit.
The
and they're
sharks,
gonna become more trees.
Okay, listen. The sharks have an instinct to mate.
Yeah, which leads to the survival of the
species.
species.
They do not care about the survival of their DNA.
But they don't have to care
because they cannot reason about it.
But they have to reason.
They have no ability to reason.
But they don't need
sharks do not have the ability to reason.
I know.
About
they don't need
DNA.
They don't need it because their instinct take care of it itself.
Okay. And humans have instincts and desires. We have there is nothing in evolution that made us value the multiplication of our DNA.
Well, why do humans have the instinct to breed? That's going to lead to the multiplication of the DNA.
It doesn't matter why. We just have it.
Yeah, but every species, every living organisms are.
Why should I care about that?
It's very fundamental to exist.
I only care about my own drives and wants and desires. I do not care how they came to be that way. I do not care about the history of like, why do I have that specific desire? I just care that I have it.
But here's the deal. If I decide to have a society with where it's the freedom of association and disassociation, you can use that desire to pursue the goals you want, and I can use my desire to pursue the goals I want. And it is no freedom. It's we are freedom of association, disassociation. And therefore, you can.
If you have a society,
what?
If you have a society where people are suffering, I will come in and destroy that society.
But people are always going to suffer.
Sure, but they can suffer less.
Well, and I believe that the way they should suffer less is...
If I have the ability to make people suffer less, I will take it. I will take that opportunity.
Well,
that's why I don't believe in your fusionism thing.
Well, I believe in fusionism just because I want to, because I believe fusionism.
Yeah, because you just want to.
No, because I believe it's because I also want to reduce suffering. Well, not just because I want to reduce suffering, and I do want people to be free, and that's why I believe in fusionism. Partially that, but also because I care about my people.
Partially that, not really that.
Why not? Because I generally believe that I generally believe that fusionism is going to lead to less suffering.
Listen. Okay, listen. I'm going to propose a scenario for you where you're going to see that you don't really care about the suffering of other people. There's a society in your fusionist world and another society. You live in one of them. The other society has tremendous suffering. People are just fucking starving all the time. You should care about them.
Yeah, but I would probably care more about my society that doesn't suffer.
You should care about them, and you should invade, and you should make their society better.
But what if they're gonna? What's that gonna? Look, if I have society and we are fine, right? And then if I decide to invade another society because I want them to be as good as mine, then. Is my society not going to be negatively impacted by that?
I don't necessarily mean invade militarily. What about changing their ideas, changing their society, completely removing the borders between your society and their society and outvoting them, say.
But if they have more than me, I can't do that.
That is tough, and that sucks. When you're powerless, that's bad, because you can't fulfill your values.
Well, my values is just to ensure my value is that I want my people to be at their best, and just to keep existing, and to have a future. And I want us to be at our best. And here's the reason why I don't really care about ideology, because if another person wanted all my people to be at their best too, and they had different ideology, then it's a disagreement, but we still want to be at our best. If somebody decides that they don't want my people to exist, or to prosper, or to be around, or to if they want separate. to want to impose suffering on us, then I'm against it. And it makes sense, because if a society,
yes. What if they want to impose their own laws upon you?
Well, if the laws are unjustified,
what if they want to create a one world government where everyone is has equal rights?
Everyone have equal rights. Equality is not a measurement. It's not a good measurement of prosperity. I don't care if we're equal as long as we are at the best. If my people are at the best.
I don't know how to argue with you, because if I go down the road, why do you care about prosperity? It's just going to end up in deontological ethics instead of actually suffering and not suffering. So I don't know how to argue against that, and I don't think neither do you. How to argue against my position?
Well, it's kind of hard to follow. I might just be at an understanding, this is a disassociative understanding of.
Why is fusionism bad? Because there can be societies where there's a lot of suffering, and I care about all suffering. Doesn't matter if there's an artificial border between us or them.
But here's the deal. I technically would want fusionism to survive everywhere, but if other people reject it, then I'm not going in another place, and I'm not going to risk my people in my society in order just to make their better too, because then we might end up suffering as well, and I don't want that. If I have a society,
for sure,
and we are good, and we are well off, then why would I risk? And I think fusion works well.
Why would you risk improving another society? Because borders are fake.
Yeah, borders are laws.
And you should care about all human beings.
Yeah, I do. I just care about. If I have a kid, then I care about my own kid more than I care about a random stranger. And because of that,
because
I just extend that principle of caring about my own DNA to caring about the rest of my people.
Okay, I still don't get why you care about your own DNA, and I really do not get why you care about your society or country.
I don't care about countries.
That's what we're talking about. Countries.
I don't care about countries. Countries.
Let's call it society then.
Countries are as good as they.
Why do you care more about your society than another society? I don't get that, because you do not interact with all of your society. You interact very indirectly with a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't interact with everyone.
Yeah.
Personally, do not know anyone, percentage-wise. 99% of people you do not know, you do not interact with them. Why does 99%, 100%? That's a small difference. I understand that we care a lot about our families, our friends, and I agree. But society, our country, our tribe, not really.
Technically, it's actually kind of simple. You have two people. One care about the survival of the genetics, and one doesn't. The next generation, the people who care about them are going to be more inclined to, reproduce. And when they do it, they're going to be then the next generation, two people, one care about everyone, one care about their own DNA, right? The people who care about their own DNA are going to prioritize that all the time. And then
I can debunk this easily.
but they're gonna win. If an individual care about my DNA more, and other individuals care about their, then my DNA is going to be more
I
like
can
the
debunk
perspective.
this very easily.
How?
I can debunk this very easily. Because the way our values work is not via DNA. Like culture is how our values work. We give culture to other people. That's how, like, what we value spreads. It's culture. So, like, it will be way more effective to like go on like a missionary like travel to indoctrinate a bunch of people, say, if you are like religious, then it would be to have children and then hope that the DNA that allowed you to be religious is also in those kids. Like, that's preposterous. That's not how ideas spread in humanity. Ideas spread in humanity by talking, by discussing, not via DNA.
But here's actually kind of interesting. I actually don't really care that much about ideas. I mainly care about my people.
Why do you care about DNA? Tell me, my friend. I need to know. It's
very
insane.
It's very because it's normal. It's natural to biological organisms to act in favor of their own genetic prosperity, because anyone who didn't
we already act in that. Okay, we already
wouldn't reproduce.
We fucking wanna put our dicks in holes. That's how we act on those pressures.
That's how we act on a primitive level. I am getting beyond that because
and that's all there is. That's all there is to evolution. It's just this primitive level. Evolution doesn't act on our brains. It doesn't act on our ideas, because our ideas are governed by society, by culture, and like by our thinking.
But if an individual, for example, have a brain that have functioning very well, and they will be very creative, they're going to be more likely to reproduce in a society and or in an ecosystem. Because if, for example, you have two individuals, right, of any species, and one have evolved to be very more effective at reproduction and sustaining themselves, they're going to be more. They're going to have those traits being implanted.
Okay, I'm saying that sure. I'm saying that the idea of I have to spread my genes is not something that is encoded in our DNA.
No,
it is something that you have learned culturally. That idea has been given to you culturally, not via DNA.
I know that, but the idea is going to be like. But
so
if I have that idea, then
that idea isn't going to spread when you donate to sperm banks. You understand?
I actually don't really care that much. Like, here's the deal. I do care about ideas. So therefore, if I want my prosperity or my genetics to survive, I do want to give my kids the value that's going to lead to their prosperity themselves, which I plan on doing. I plan on having 5 kids.
Sure. Why don't you plan on giving your sperm to sperm banks?
Well, I might want to do that, but
isn't that way more important than having 5 lousy kids to
no, not really, because
hundreds of women.
Because here's the deal, right? Because if my DNA, like, because I consider my DNA because it's genetically similarity with people of, like, if you take people who are also Scottish, also Walloon, or also Swedish,
I get it.
right?
You're a racist. Yes.
No, I'm not racist. I just want people who are those things.
Come on.
No.
You can say that. It's
no,
YouTube.
I'm not. I'm not really, because racism is that you believe that your own race is better than other races. I don't believe my own race is better than other races, because if you look to
why do you value your okay this is the killing question. Why do you value your own DNA over others? I just do not understand this.
That is going to lead to, like, any organisms, their instincts on what they're doing.
Your instincts are not.
But
Your
I'm not.
instincts are
I'm
not
not
telling
finished.
you to reproduce your DNA.
This is not important.
not.
My point is that when all the organisms, what they're doing, and if they're no, I'm not. I need to finish. I need to finish the point. Is that if
go
organisms breed, then they're going to be genetically more successful, and they're going to exist in the future. It's very normal for organisms to just do what they're doing, and that's going to live to exist in the future, regardless if they're consciously aware of that or not. And I can see that that's what organisms do, and that's what they lead to. So therefore, I take my conscious awareness of that, and then applying it to how I'm going to act in my own life, and then use that application to make sure that there are more of my people in the future.
Why do you apply it? Why do you take that and apply it? What
Well, because
purpose does it serve to?
It's almost like a tautology.
Does it bring happiness to the world?
It's almost like a tautology.
It is a tautology.
Because if I
base my beliefs on happiness and suffering, and you base your beliefs on fucking tautologies.
Well, but if my belief leads to me being more genetically successful, it's going to be more people like me in the future.
No, because people like you are not made via genetics. They're made via ideas.
Well,
what you believe is because
the brain
of
is made by
ideas that have
genetics.
spread via culture. Sure, but that's just hardware. What actually is important is the software, the ideas. And
Yeah, but the
they're spread via
software,
culture.
but like the software needs a hardware to exist, and if the
Sure.
hardware cannot reproduce itself, the software is not going to be able to be in the hardware in the future.
Intelligence seems to be roughly pretty uniform among humanity. I guess you could breed more intelligent beings, but you're not suggesting that. You're suggesting that you breed because you have this specific idea that is going to reproduce. No, ideas reproduce culturally.
Well, I don't care. I care morely about the reproduction of my people rather than the reproduction of my ideas, because ideas always change for better. It's like malleable, just because the ideas are not hardwired into the brain. Well, thank you. I do believe that there is the genetics.
People have better brains.
What?
Do your people have better brains?
No, but but I want us to exist.
Why do you care about why do you care about future society or future humanity having brains that are more similar to yours?
Well, I do care about all the biology of my people in the future, because I want to be.
Okay, why? I don't get why.
But I don't need to explain to why. It's very innate.
Yeah, you do.
Like it is innate.
It's not innate.
No, but
I don't have it.
No, but
this idea of yours
if
is
I have
not
this
innate.
DNA, right, and
this idea is not innate, and you agreed to that previously. You agreed that this idea is not innate.
Yeah, that's why I want to spread my idea to other people and my children, because I believe that my ideas, if my ideas are that I want my people to survive, then I want
your idea. Ideas. Okay.
And then I want the idea to I want to spread the idea to my people so that they survive.
Because your idea is that you should spread this idea genetically, even though you know that this idea is spread not genetically, but through the marketplace of ideas. So this idea of yours is very goddamn paradoxical.
Well, it kind of like doesn't really matter to me, because I do not care about.
Your fucking values don't matter to you.
No, my values are my people's survival. Look, I can explain it in a way that would make more sense. Okay, you know that historically speaking, biological.
I don't think
organisms,
you understand yourself.
No, here's the thing. Biological organisms have the ones that led to the reproduction and the behaviors that led to them keeping their DNA alive. That is the reason that have like progressed them, right? And now we have evolved to the point where I can conceptualize better ways of.
If an idea is made and he lacks it, why would we assume the problem is with the idea and not like him? Interesting. Well, The idea isn't innate, first off. He's saying that the idea is innate, even though he doesn't really believe it.
Well, I care more. Oh, look. My
Whatever.
main motivation.
Why am I arguing with races? Is the question.
But why am I racist? You need to explain that to me.
Come on. Racepilling Omegle. You're not
Yeah.
racist?
No. Explain why it's racist.
What does racepilling mean in this context exactly?
Well, it's just I want to spread my opinion about race, and that is what I've been doing. And I am very much and I believe that if people want to hear it and take it, they can take it and they can go with it, and they might be successful. As a result, if they're successful, I will take it and make sure that my people are as successful as they can be. And if you are going to have the idea, you're going to be more genetic. Your people are going to be more. If people have that idea more common, they're going to be more genetically successful. And if people don't have that, they're going to be less genetically successful. And if I care about all of my people the most, then my idea is based on that survivalist position, and that is why I built.
You already admitted that your people aren't. You already said that your people aren't better genetically.
No, they're not better than
genetically. About your people.
But if I wanted them to be better genetically, then why don't I want to improve them?
Look, we're going in circles. No.
It's not circle. It's actually it's actually different because
time is a flat circle, and I have to go because I'm out of time.
No. You actually you didn't finish.
It was a discussion. It was kind of interesting, I suppose.
Yeah, that was.
Haven't met a racist quite like you before.
But I'm not racist. So. I don't. I think my people are already perfect.
Oh, come on.
Right? I think we're perfect, and I think they're perfect. Why do I want to improve our DNA? Because I think our DNA is already good.
Sorry, did you just say I'm not a racist? I just think my people are perfect.
Just like all the other peoples in the world, they're all perfect, equally perfect.
Oh, okay. Well, you have fun. I'm gonna go. Fun discussion.
It was. I really enjoyed it.
Actually, that was quite annoying towards the end.
I know, but it was so fun.
It was beautiful, but it was like a car crash. I wanted to look away, but I couldn't.
Oh god, I was lovely. They was fucking funny, right? Hello there.
It was hilarious
How
at
you doing,
points.
mate?
Oh, that was fun. You did the clicking sound.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it too. Do you want to hear something interesting about South Africa?
Oh, you're from Saudi Arabia? Hell yeah.
No, South Africa.
Oh, South Africa? Hell yeah.
Do you know that there is an official language in South Africa?
Yeah, that is my name.
Do you know that there's a language that is called Xhosa? No, it's a language. It's literally called Xhosa.
All right, hold up.
I've been offering. Look, I can offer people what I have to offer. I offer them what I have to offer, my ideas. They can reject it or they can embrace it. And if they and therefore, if they don't want to reject it, if they choose to suffer, they're free to suffer. And that is morally superior, is ethically superior to letting people be free to suffer than imposing suffering on them.
You only make one mistake, my friend.
What?
That you told this last person that you were streaming, because then they looked up the stream and they saw, oh, race pilling. You must be a racist.
But that
the
was
whole
fun.
conversation shifted. Like, I'm convinced you're a racist now. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, no, the philosopher. Oh, Lord. Oh, hello. Nice haircut.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So how your day been?
Pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, pretty good. I've been like here for like so long. It's been a blast. It's been very entertaining actually.
Where are you at?
Well, I don't really feel comfortable telling my location online, if that's okay. I guess you understand.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, but you have. I like the motorbike in the background.
Appreciate it.
It's nice.
I see you have some wall lockers.
Yeah, I do. It's 2 lockers I have.
Cool.
Thanks.
So, are you in the military or something?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't last. I'm not strong enough to be in the military. So I hope everybody had a fun time. Because I sure did. And I got a
The
lot of
last one was fucking hilarious.
I know. Yeah, I didn't know how to begin with that one. I'm too tired. So, what do you mean the last one or the
last one that was longer? That was just like it was all very predictable, but it was still fun to see it. Like it's literally like when you see someone driving way too fast and there's an object in front of them, your perception slows down. And you know, like they're gonna hit the object at some point, but it's like super slow. You're still fine. Yeah. You're still fine. You're still fine. And boom! You're racist now.
Yes, that's correct. that is correct. Like, this is the ending note. Like, have you ever met a baby? Nigga got charisma 20 plus.
Hashtag not all babies.
No.